Welcome to our special broadcast of the News 18 exit poll. Over the next few hours, we will bring you the findings of a News 18 exit poll conducted across the country. Now, here is the methodology first. We have covered 518 out of the 543 Lok Sabha seats. 21 states were covered by the News 18 poll hub, which conducted this exit poll. The data we got from the voters was cross-verified with phone conversations, and after all of this, we are bringing you the findings of our exit poll. Let's start with the South Zone first. Here are the numbers for Tamil Nadu. Ladies and gentlemen, we are breaking numbers for Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. There is a total of 40 seats here. The opposition alliance is projected to win 36 to 39 seats. Over here, the NDA is projected to win 1 to 3 seats, and the AIADMK is projected to win 0 to 2 seats. So this is how the fight is looking in the state of Tamil Nadu. Remember, this was a state where the DMK was very strong, and even the DMK Congress alliance has been successful. The NDA is a coalition of 9 parties. They are not fighting with the AIADMK. Tamil Nadu is the state where the BJP predominantly focused on 5 seats. They had candidates like K. Annamalai. They were really counting on them to make sure there are some inroads that the NDA can make in the state of Tamil Nadu. Let's see if they can. But according to insiders within the BJP, even 1 to 2 seats in Tamil Nadu would be a victory for the BJP, so to say. They were not expecting major gains in Tamil Nadu. Let me go across to our guest now. Lalita Kumaraman Galam, senior leader of the BJP, Milind Ranade, leader of the CPI, A. Sarvanan of the DMK, and M.G. Radhakrishnan, senior journalist, is joining us right now. How do you see? Okay. Let me go across to Lalita Kumaraman of the BJP. How do you see these numbers coming for the India Alliance, 36 to 39, 1 to...
After that, we have had a sort of status quo, which, to be brutally frank, was quite low. But this time, the BJP will have a definite increase in vote share. With regard to seats, 1 to 4 is what I think the best of us, even the most optimistic of us projected. But any seat we win will be a bonus from Tamil Nadu. Puducherry, it's some people are certain that the BJP Congress alliance, our alliance, will win the NDA. Some people are equally convinced that it will be the DMK who wins the seat. Let's see. These are exit polls. In a couple of days, in 3 days or so, we'll know what happens. But the main aim for us was to increase our vote share.
Okay, so the main fight was to increase the vote share in Tamil Nadu, a crucial seat for the BJP. And it is being said that even though there may not be immediate gains in the state of Tamil Nadu, this is a state where the BJP wants to invest in the long term. So even though they were contesting about 23 seats, they were really hoping to make big gains in 3 to 4, or at least increase their vote share. M.G. Radhakrishnan, how do you see the performance of the NDA, of the opposition, as being projected by these exit polls right now?
Well, are you asking about Kerala?
I'm asking you about Tamil Nadu first, sir. We're breaking numbers for Tamil Nadu. India Alliance at 36 to 39, 1 to 3 for the NDA, and 0 to 2 for the AIADMK.
Well, I think this is something which is quite an expected lines. And the India Alliance, of course, led by the DMK, seems to be quite in a very dominant position. And so this is almost expected. And now what was there to look for was whether the BJP would replace AIADMK as the second largest political formation in a state which has long been, in a bipolar polity. So this is the only point that we just wanted to know about Tamil Nadu.
Right. Let me go across to Lalita Kumaramangalam once again. How do you think the India Alliance is going to challenge the NDA across the country. Today, they're expressing confidence that they could win 295 plus seats. How do you see these statements coming out of the opposition alliance? They held their meeting today. The Congress, after that, was very confident and said that we will participate in all exit polls. So how do you see the confidence of the opposition, Lalita Kumaramangalam?
Look, to be frank, the Congress has no choice but to say, yes, we are going to do very well. So far, they have not been able to accept the fact that people's opinions of them and their leaders has changed. And they still today don't seem to be able to accept reality. Now, India is a democracy, regardless of whether you like the way the polity thinks, the people, especially of this country, think whom they like, whom they don't like, what are their priorities, etc. Once votes are cast and are counted, you have to accept what reality is. The Congress, I don't know what their internal politics are, but for a long time, it's been very clear that they have tried to also set the scene for saying that, oh, the EMDMs were hacked, that, people's names were wiped off the polling station list, etc., etc. I think that when the final results are in, what they will probably say is just repeat what they've been saying for a while now, that it's a totally false win, that the BJP has won by using all sorts of shady tactics, or the BJP-led NDA alliance has won by using shady tactics, etc. So I'm not surprised with what they have said today. The fact that they refuse to participate in any of these programs for the exit after the exit polls.
They mind now. Lalita Kumaramangalam, they've agreed to participate now. But they have agreed. Well, I really want to get in A. Saravanan of the DMK. He's joining us right now. A. Saravanan, are you smiling? Are you happy with these numbers being projected? 36 to 39. It seems that the India Alliance, one of the states where they will make big gains from, is Tamil Nadu in the South Zone. NDA at 103. Do you feel that this is going to be the outcome, or you feel that the BJP, the NDA, will not even get this?
See, the outcome is we will sweep. All the 40 seats we will win. NDA will not even get a single seat from here, because ADMK is the second largest party. When ADMK does not, you are not giving any seats for the ADMK, then it is axiomatic that the NDA will not get any seats here. It is impossible. And the reason for the smile is that the mood across the country is that people want BJP out. They were talking about 400 seats 2 months back, and 2 weeks back, the Prime Minister said, ha ha ha, 272 is what that is required to form the government. So from 400, they came to 272 2 weeks back, and now they will be at 180 to 200. That is the reason. And see, DMK, we have decided to participate on the exit polls and ensure that the right message goes to the general public. And the Congress party, they have understood. We have impressed upon them, and they are now participating in all the exit polls and get out the message that it is the India Alliance that is going to form the government on June 4th. And we'll also have to take cognizance of the tweet of Mr. Jairam Ramesh. He has alleged that the Mr. Amit Shah, the outgoing Home Minister, has spoken to almost around 150 collectors. What is the need? Whom is he trying to intimidate? Is he trying to change the results of the elections? Don't do that, sir. And there is a stern warning for all those collectors.
Okay, Saravanan, one more question to you.
Yes.
One more question to you. Did the DMK feel that their success came from the fact that they placed confidence in their old war horses in the DMK? They relied on MK Stalin's image. And was it a fight between MK Stalin's personality and Prime Minister Modi's personality in the state of Tamil Nadu?
See, yeah, that's a great question. See, in 2019, when everybody were ridiculing Mr. Rahul Gandhi, we said he's the fit man to become the Prime Minister of this country. Our leader, Mr. MK Stalin, declared him to be the Prime Ministerial candidate. And what did the people of Tamil Nadu do? They gave a thumping 39 seats to our alliance. And this time, we adopted a different strategy. And this time, our difference is that we are already in power for 3 years. And the schemes, what we have brought in, that was a huge success. And in a few other states, this has been replicated. And the BJP has been copying the schemes promulgated in the state of Tamil Nadu and promised to them in Chhattisgarh and few other states. So definitely, it is Mr. M.K. Stalin versus Mr. Modi, and Mr. M.K. Stalin is nosing down, is thumbing down Mr. Modi in the state of Tamil Nadu. He may have come several times here, and of course, he has gone to, he went to Vivekananda rock and did meditation. Why? Because he wanted to atone for the betrayals to the state of Tamil Nadu. He did not release the relief fund for the floods. He did not release funds for the metro rail. And there were stumbling blocks through the office of the governor. Now the governor has to vacate. After June 4th, Mr. Ravi will be sent out of the governor's bungalow from the state of Tamil Nadu. We are very upbeat. We are going to sweep this election. We will come back to power at the center.
All right. Now, one more question, A. Saravanan, that I'd like to ask you.
Yes.
We saw that India Alliance meeting taking place today. What was the sentiment there? What were the post-poll scenarios discussed? Considering the South Zone is going to contribute a lot, the Tamil Nadu will contribute a lot. Would you want the DMK to play a bigger role in any post-poll government formation? And in case the opposition loses, will you be approaching court? Will you be questioning EVMs and voter data?
See, the very fact that the Prime Minister 2 weeks back said that 272 is what that is required has shown that the BJP is not going to win this election. We are there is no question of what will we do if we lose. There is no question of that. We are only talking about what we are going to do when the numbers are going to be out. Now, the focus is to ensure that the results are coming out in the way it is supposed to come out. The first and foremost, in the state of Tamil Nadu, we have sent a letter to the Election Commission that first and foremost, the postal ballots should be counted. 8 to 8:30 postal ballots. It has to be declared. Then only you should go to the EVMs. This is the process. This is the procedure. But now the Election Commission is giving contradictory instructions that the postal ballots should be counted later. That should not happen. That will lead to malpractices. So we want to put that. And so in today India Alliance meeting, this topic was discussed and the Election Commission was urged. And that apart, we also discussed what should we do after the results. So everything will come out. We will not be able to discuss everything in public right now.
All right. All right. So we'll get on a phone call with you just to understand the post-poll strategy as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, A. Saravanan, for joining us. And I would request you to stay with us for just a bit because we're discussing other states as well. Please stay with us for a little more time. Thank you, Lalita Kumarmangalam. Continue being with us. And I'll request Mr. Radhakrishnan also to continue being with us because we're breaking Karnataka now. Let's bring you the Karnataka numbers. We have a total of 28 seats. Now, this was a state where the BJP, the NDA, had made a clean sweep in 2019. Almost a clean sweep. The NDA is projected to win big here, according to the News 18 exit poll. Let's have the numbers on our screen. The BJP-JDS alliance is projected to win 23 to 26 seats. So, close to 2019 performance. The India alliance is projected to win 3 to 7 seats. So, this seems that the NDA, as per these projections right now, will continue its momentum in the state of Karnataka. You had leader Siddaramaiah, the chief minister, putting up the 5 guarantees to stop the NDA in Karnataka. But as per these polls, the NDA continues to seem to gain. In Andhra Pradesh, 19 to 22 seats for the NDA, 5 to 8 for the YSR Congress, and none for the India Alliance. Remember, this was a state where the YSR Congress had pitted Y.S. Sharmila as the leader of the party against her brother, her sibling, Jagan Mohan Reddy. So, important numbers coming in from Andhra Pradesh as well. This is a state where the party, the BJP, was relying on Chandrababu Naidu and the TDP. Let's go across to all our guests once again. Mr. Radhakrishnan, how do you see these numbers coming out of Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala we'll just come to, but how do you see these numbers so far?
Well, I think Karnataka seems to hold a surprise because it was expected that the India Alliance would perform better than what the exit polls show. So this is, this looks almost a repeat of 2019. So this is rather unexpected to some extent because from 2019 to 2024, a major political change happened in Karnataka. So it was largely expected that India Alliance and the Congress would be doing better than what the exit results, what the exit poll actually shows. So in Andhra also, this seems to be, the NDA seems to have, to perform quite impressively. So the the project south of NDA seems to be working to some extent, except for Tamil Nadu, because Tamil Nadu, it's the same thing. And then Karnataka and Andhra seems to be, the NDA seems to be on a better wicket than expected.
All right. Lalita Kumaramanglam, what do you think has worked for the NDA in Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka?
Satisfaction, quite clearly, and the fact that they feel that they will get better governance with the BJP. This really is what has worked across the country. Politics aside, the truth is that the people of India, especially the voters, given the way the media has proliferated in all over the world, but also penetrated the rural areas, and given the success of many of the schemes that Prime Minister Modi has implemented over the last 10 years, we all know the names. I'm not going to go into that again. People want better governance, and they have this time shown their preference for who they feel will provide them better facilities, whether it's water, whether it's gas, whether it's houses, whether it's better roads, etc., etc. They feel that the Modi-led BJP government will give them better benefits and fulfill their what we call aspirations. This is a country that's moving very fast forward. I think the latest projections or results of the estimates of the growth that India has had in this last quarter is more than what was expected even by the international agencies. So the point is that India is now moving forward fast as a country, and the people want to share of that well-being, for want of a better word. And this is what they have voted for across the board. Wherever the BJP has made huge strides, I think they see that people whom the BJP has chosen as candidates and the party itself promises a better future for them. And that's what they voted for.
All right. So you're saying that the BJP, the Prime Minister, has been able to convince voters of a better future. Let's bring you numbers for Telangana. And I can see A. Saravanan raising his finger. I'm going to just come to you in a bit. The numbers of Telangana, the NDA holds the edge in a tough battle, according to the News 18 exit poll. The NDA is projected to win 7 to 10 seats. The Congress party is in power in the state, and the India grouping is projected to win 5 out of 8 seats. 3 to 5 for other parties, including the BRS, AIMIM. And let's see if these numbers actually hold true. Now, this was again a state where the party was hoping to gain, and this is because of the BRS losing ground and popularity in the state. Let's also get you numbers for the state of Kerala now. Again, very important for the BJP as far as its Project South Zone goes. Kerala and Lakshadweep together, a total of 21 seats here. The Congress-led UDF is likely to win 15 to 18 seats. So the alliance continues to be in the driver's seat. The LDF, led by Left Party, is projected to win 2 out of 5 seats, and the NDA is projected to win 1 to 3 seats in Kerala. So that will be important and significant if the party can even win 1 or 2 seats in Kerala. These were states where the party has traditionally not been able to win over the vote bank or make a big dent in or win seats in. Let me bring in MG Radhakrishnan for his observations. Kerala 1 to 3 for the NDA, 15 to 18 for the India Alliance, 2 to 5 for the left. Does this seem realistic to you?
Quite so. It looks realistic because this is what has been the trend in Kerala's Lok Sabha elections for a long time, and the LDF had only 1 seat in 2019. So if it goes up to 2 to 5, it's not a bad show for the left. And if NDA, of course, if it's going to win even a single seat, that would be historic. And whether that is going to be, what is going to be in actual terms is something we yet to see. But this trend looks more or less realistic.
All right, so you're saying the trend looks more or less realistic. Let me get in A. Saravanan at this point. So does the performance in the South Zone, we have announced, yes, we've announced projections for almost all the states in the South Zone. A. Saravanan, does this concern you? While the India Alliance does have an edge in the South Zone with 64 to 67 seats, the NDA getting 51 to 54. This is out of 131 total seats in the South Zone. Does it concern you that the BJP's project, as per these predictions, seems to have worked? Are you on mute?
Yeah, sorry. See, the very fact that this exit poll has given 3 seats to NDA in the state of Tamil Nadu makes everything suspect. And let me tell you, there is no reason for the people in Karnataka to vote for BJP after what Mr. Prajwal Revanna did and how Mr. Modi campaigned for Prajwal Revanna. Even then, this is a downward trend because in 2019, BJP won 26 seats in Karnataka. So even if this prediction is got to be true, they are losing around 6 seats, 8 seats. Where are they going to gain those seats? So that is the catch there. That is the trend. The BJP is losing ground in Karnataka, and that is the trend. When that trend is continuing, they are set to lose more seats because 14 seats went to poll after Mr. Prajwal Revanna's rape charges came to light. And I am very sure that people of Karnataka will not give 20 seats to BJP. The only thing is, in Andhra Pradesh, it still looks like a dark horse. We are not able to predict, we are not able to come to any conclusion who will be the ultimate winner there. It's like diabolically opposite views. Some are firmly backing YSRCP, some are clearly saying it is going to be Mr. Chandrababu Naidu again. So it's a very dicey situation. It is again downhill for the BJP in the south states. In Telangana, definitely Congress is gaining because last time they did not win these many seats. BRS won those seats. So it will be advantage Congress there. They'll be adding to their kitty. So that is how we'll have to look at these seat projections. And South, BJP has lost it. Lost the plot in the South. And the North, they are losing it. We are going to see what's happening, what's going to happen in the North India.
So that is an important point because Karnataka was one state that the NDA was a bit concerned about. Yes, they had won the largest chunk of seats last time, but this time you had a strong chief minister who had 5 guarantees which were popular. And at the same time, the Prajwal Revanna case, the Congress took it up in a big way. Prajwal Revanna has been brought back to the country. He has been put under arrest as well. So let's see how do those things actually impact. But they would take heart from these projections. Let's look at the South Zone projections together. 131 seats in South India, for which we have the projections in front of you on your screen. The opposition alliance is ahead and is projected to win 64 to 67 seats. But the BJP is gaining ground. The NDA is projected to win 51 to 54 seats and others are projected to win 14 to 17 seats. So whatever gains that the NDA makes in states like Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana will all be important, and critical to the NDA's success would also be how it performs in Karnataka. But these are numbers that the opposition would definitely take heart from, and this is what makes the likes of A. Saravanan and everyone in the India Alliance, including the Congress party, quite confident as well. So these are some of these areas where they are gaining confidence from. Let me go across to Lalita Kumaramangalam once again. Lalita Kumaramangalam, is this a concern? Isn't this a concern for the BJP? The Congress's performance in the state of Karnataka, the Prajwal Revanna case. Really, how do you expect the party to perform? Yes, these numbers are giving the BJP, the NDA, an edge in Karnataka. But do you feel that this is one state where the Congress could improve its performance?
Look, when we lost the state elections in Karnataka, that was because we had lost the confidence of the people, except in, I think, a few places, which was Bangalore, etc., like that. We lost that state quite comprehensively during the state elections. But there has been a lot of problem with the misgovernance in Karnataka also, even over the last few years after the Congress came into power. Some of their schemes have become very popular, especially the free bus scheme for women. But many of the problems that people in Karnataka are today facing, especially in Bangalore, Mysore, all the bigger cities especially, also the lack of water throughout the state, they have many, many problems. So I would say actually that it's not just that BJP has gained ground, BJP has lost ground in Karnataka. We were at one time ruling Karnataka and ruling very well. We lost the state elections, but in spite of that, it looks like we have managed to, whatever word you want to use, gain back much of the ground that we lost when we lost so comprehensively in the state elections, and so sadly too. Therefore, it depends on how one looks at it. The India Alliance is trying to make a big hoo-ha about every seat that they won in the South. Agreed, in Tamil Nadu, the DMK, ADMK, it has been a polarized always state for many, many years, for almost 6 years now, in fact, a little more, I think. But here, like I said, the BJP is now gaining ground, and that has always been what our aim is. You don't go from 0 to 100 in one day. You go from 0 to 0.5, 1, 2, you build your party slowly. And we are still building our party in Tamil Nadu. Kerala has always been a left bastion. As Mr. Radhakrishnan said, even if we win one seat, it will be making history for the BJP. So it is not the BJP that's going, the South that is going to give the BJP and our NDA alliance most of the seats. This is a known fact. It will be the other parts of the country. And we are very happy, I think, if we win, as you're saying, between about 51 to 54 seats in the South. That's a lot. Don't underestimate those numbers,
Right.
especially in Telangana and in Karnataka. We did last time win,
Right.
Probably it could be. But as I say, these are still, and I say this again, these are exit polls. Let's wait for the results on the 4th.
Right. No, you are right that these are exit polls. We have to wait for the actual numbers. But now, as for psephologists and the NDA itself, even if they manage these number of seats, this could add to the overall nationwide tally in case they continue the winning momentum in other states. Mr. Radhakrishnan, if I can come to you once again, do you see during this polling process in Kerala, as we see these projections and we have them up on our screens, did you see some change in Kerala, the way it votes in some of the hotly contested seats?
Well, in certain seats, for instance, we discussed it already, Parikshit, some time back, that in Thiruvananthapuram, for instance, time of when the elections were announced, actually, it was absolutely certain that Shashi Tharoor was going to make to win again for the 4th time. So, but as with the entry of Rajiv Chandrasekhar as the BJP, as the NDA candidate here, things started moving differently, in the sense that BJP, it was absolutely certain that it was not an easy sort of walkover for Congress or Shashi Tharoor. So this was one major change that we saw in Kerala. But in other constituencies, like BJP considers Thrissur also as one of its most possible constituencies. But Thrissur, I don't know whether that I don't think that that could actually work in the way that BJP expected. But Thiruvananthapuram, of course, still remains a very interesting constituency to watch. And if at all BJP is going to win a seat, my calculation is that it could be Thiruvananthapuram. I'm not saying that it will win, BJP will win, but if at all BJP wins, it could be Thiruvananthapuram then more than anywhere else. So that Thiruvananthapuram was a surprise seat as the election procedure progressed. So that is the most important change that I saw in Kerala during this election.
All right. Let's welcome Milind Ranade to the program as well. Milind Ranade joining us from CPI. Milind, how do you see the numbers coming in for West Bengal? West Bengal numbers are yet to come. But what somebody like Shikha Mukherjee, we had a senior journalist from West Bengal, she said that the left has worked hard on reinventing itself for its turnaround plan in West Bengal. What kind of a fight did the left put up over the last 5 years in West Bengal to protect its core vote bank? And how do you see these projections right now from the South Zone for the state of Kerala as well?
Are you talking about South India or are you talking about West Bengal? Because I
want to ask you about Kerala first.
Okay.
I'm asking you about Kerala first.
Okay, so in Kerala, I think 100% result for India Alliance.
Okay, 100% result for the India Alliance, of course. But what do you think contributes to that? These are states, be it Kerala or Tamil Nadu, where the NDA is trying to make inroads in. Mr. Radhakrishnan just said that one seat they possibly could win in Kerala is the constituency of Thiruvananthapuram. Now, even if they win that seat or increase their vote share, it's a gain for them for the future. How do you see this?
I don't want to see it as gain for the future because no one knows future. The policies that India Alliance has assured people that we will adopt are pro-people, and the agenda has definitely shifted towards left of the center. And that is what is important as of today. Because the agenda set up by World Bank and IMF and by corporate and by BJP is not getting popularity. People are suffering. People are having difficulty in managing their day-to-day life. So I think the shift of agenda to the left of the center is the main achievement of this particular election. All India-wise, if you see, the issues, the real issues have come to the center stage.
Right. Milind, one more question that I'd like to ask you. When it comes to the South Zone, we're talking about 51 to 54 seats for the NDA, 64 to 67 for the India Alliance. How do you think the left is expected to perform on a national basis?
It is difficult for the left at the moment, no doubt. But we will try. We will definitely see. For us, the major change is the shift from right of the center to the left of the center. And this is what we have been... Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, of course. Please go ahead.
This shift is very important for us. If we may get little lesser seats, but this shift by all bourgeois parties to the left of the center is very important for us. And I think it is going to be a great challenge to fulfill whatever promises India Alliance has made. And we as communists, it will be our duty to force them to complete that task.
All right, let's recap numbers for all our viewers joining in right now. We are projecting 19 to 22 seats for the NDA in the state of Andhra Pradesh, 5 to 8 for the YSR Congress, none for the India Alliance. If you look at a South Zone picture, out of 131 seats in South Zone, the NDA projected to win 51 to 54, 64 to 67 for the India Alliance. If you look at Andhra Pradesh, let's get you numbers for Andhra Pradesh now. It is 19 to 22 for the NDA Alliance, and the India Alliance is not expected to do very well. It could be anywhere in the range of 5 to 8 for other parties, including the AIMIM and others. Let me also speak about other states right now. The state of Karnataka. This is one state where the NDA is expected to continue its winning streak, its 2019 performance as per our exit polls. It could be 23-26 for the NDA and 3-7 for the India Alliance. Let's wait and see what happens on the 4th of June. If you look at Kerala, out of 20 total seats, 1-3 for the NDA and 15-18 for the India Alliance. Talking about Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, we're talking about 40 seats here, a very crucial and large state for any political bloc. Here, it seems that the India Alliance will make big gains, 36-39 for the India Alliance, 8-11 for the Congress. Remember, the Congress and the DMK were in alliance here. Also in 2019, the NDA is projected to win 1-3 seats. The opposition is questioning that, but any gains that the NDA makes in these states is important for it on a national basis. Gautam Seth of the Congress party joining us now. Congress spokesperson. Gautam, how do you see these numbers coming out of South Zone?
I think when you talk about Tamil Nadu and when you give NDA 1, 2, 3, our own analysis says that this number for NDA is going to be 0 and Tamil Nadu and Puducherry 40 seats. India Alliance is going to be 40-40. Similarly in Kerala, because I was myself in that state and spent quite some time going through all the constituencies, what I saw was a massive wave for the UDF. And UDF is certainly winning 20-20 seats in Kerala as well. And the numbers for Karnataka is also something very hard for me to believe, because we see that Karnataka, the Congress is at least crossing the 15 mark. The 15 mark is bare minimum that we are crossing. That is what our numbers say. We respect your exit polls. But our analysis says that the South is going to give a kind of a revert back to the Prime Minister of India for his non-performance, for his anti-people policies, and you will see them convert to results on the 4th of June.
What makes you confident about Karnataka?
I think in Karnataka,
we are projecting a 60% vote share for the NDA, 35% for the India Alliance, 5% for others in Karnataka in terms of the vote share.
What I see specifically to Karnataka is the performance of Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar-led government. The issue like the Ravenna issue coming totally in the middle of the election impacted and dented the NDA in a big way. And India Alliance, of course, in its performance from 2019 to now, the Congress also formed a government in Karnataka. Things changed. The mindset of the voter has changed. And the Congress is certain to cross the 15 mark, which I am saying with utmost confidence that we are going to cross the 15th mark. Let us wait for the 4th of June.
All right. So you are saying that we will win at least 15 seats. Congress will win 15 seats in Karnataka. I'd also like to ask you about the India Alliance meeting which took place some time back. Till morning, the Congress party was not participating in exit polls. What happened in that meeting due to which the Congress changed its mind?
For me to comment on what happened in the meeting, I was not a part of the meeting at all. But of course, the Congress party thought that it is important to fight the agenda on its face. Not fighting the agenda on the face would not give a message that we want to give, because we are certain that the kind of support that people across the length and breadth of the country have shown, the faith that they have shown in the leadership also and in the policies that the India Alliance has proposed, central to it being the Congress manifesto. And I think all that love and support that we got from the people all through these 7 phases, it is important that we give it back in the face of the propaganda that we know will be run today. But we do respect the numbers of every exit poll that is being conducted. However, we are confident that the India Alliance is crossing 295. That is the number that also was given by the chairperson of the alliance, the Congress president, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, and the India Alliance in every scenario is crossing the 295 mark, and we are going to form the government.
All right. Lalita Kumaramangalam, let me get you in. Here you've got the Congress saying it's not possible. It's not possible for the BJP, the NDA, to win 23 to 26 seats. The Congress is winning 15, minimum 15 seats. He's expressing a lot of confidence. He's smiling. He's saying we'll get 295 plus. How do you answer the opposition right now?
Look, this has been the narrative that they've been trying to set for a while now, so that they can probably turn around on the 4th when the results are in and say that we hacked the EVMs, that all sorts of shady things were done, and therefore the BJP has been able to get come out with such a good performance. Now, every party has its right to think whatever they want, but as we are every exit poll everywhere in the country has shown very clearly that the BJP will come back to power for the 3rd term. Having said that, I don't resent or have any problems with Congress saying that we are going to win and that we will form the government. Of course, that's what they're going to say. Nobody wants to accept loss very easily. In the South, coming back to the South again, let me make it very clear that except for the states of Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, where we expect to have a good number of seats, win a good number of seats, for us, if we increase our vote share, especially in Tamil Nadu and in Kerala, that is a big achievement. We have traditionally never won in Kerala. Even one seat will be fantastic. In Tamil Nadu, if we win 1 to 3, or as is being predicted by you, or around those numbers, that too will be great for us. Remember, in Tamil Nadu, we have won a few seats before, but this time, because the ADMK and DMK did not have an alliance, it is possible that both of us will suffer a bit and therefore the DMK will gain. But that's politics. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. But the bulk of our seats, as I said very clearly before, will come from the west, the north, and the east of India. North, northwest, all of that. We know that. We will form the government. When the 4th results come out, we are very clear, we are very confident. The BJP and NDA will form the government at the Senate.
Okay, we're going to take a short break. We'll tell our guests to stay with us. Lots more coming up. We're going to be talking about more states. When we return, big numbers from Maharashtra, Goa, Gujarat, Rajasthan and others. Back after a bit. Numbers from Maharashtra, where we have a total of 48 seats up for grabs. The NDA alliance projected to win 32 to 38. The opposition is projected to win 15 to 18 seats. So let's see how these elections in Maharashtra go. Remember, this was a complicated political framework we were looking at in Maharashtra. The NCP divided, the Shiv Sena has been divided. In Goa, we have 2 seats. The NDA and the India bloc are projected to win 1 seat each. Now to Gujarat. The News 18 exit poll is projecting a clean sweep for the BJP. This will be a hat trick. It is projected to win all the 26 seats in the state of Gujarat. In Rajasthan, the News 18 exit poll is projected to win 18 to 23 seats. The Congress is projected to win 2 to 7 seats in Rajasthan. So let's see how these numbers play out. Joining us now to take this discussion forward are Gautam Seth of the Congress Party, Tanveer Sadiq, Chief Spokesperson of the Jammu and Kashmir National Conference, and continuing with us is Milind Ranade, CPI leader. How do you see these numbers so far? Let me get in Tanveer Sadiq first. Tanveer, we've not yet come to Jammu and Kashmir as yet, but it seems that in the South Zone, the NDA is making gains, not to the extent, of course, compared to the India alliance, but yes, places where they have not won earlier, like Tamil Nadu and Kerala, making some gains there and continuing the winning momentum in states like Maharashtra, Rajasthan and Gujarat. So how do you see these numbers so far for the NDA, for the opposition?
See, Parikshit, it's very obvious for any political party, if the exit polls don't go in their favor, they will never agree to that exit poll. But that being said, I'll tell you one important thing across the country which I felt, and I just heard my friend from Congress talking about Karnataka. I have been there last month. I've been there for a week, and I felt that your projection shows close to around 2 or 3 or 5 seats for Congress, while as I believe that on the ground, the Congress or the India bloc should get around 15 to 16 seats, which I believe. But then the fact that I believe in my entire life, this is for the first time I'm seeing the BJP and its allies very nervous, right from their statements. Every phases, their statements would change. I've never seen them being so jittery in the past. There is something that probably we are up for a surprise on June 4th, but I believe as of now, the South is looking good. I believe while as you come towards the north and towards the east and west, I think things will improve for India. I believe that India bloc will touch around the projected 290 marks. And I think we did our best. I think we can't do better than this. And I believe that all well begun is half done. I believe that we have started a streak of winning from South. Let's see how it goes towards the North.
Right. So let's just recap the numbers for those of our viewers joining in. If we can put the numbers on our screens as well. We've got special graphics for all our viewers to explain the big numbers, the big projections coming in. Let's look at Maharashtra first. We're looking at 32 to 35 seats for the NDA. 15 to 18 for the India alliance. If you look at Gujarat, it's a clean sweep, all 26 in favor of the NDA, and this was expected by many psephologists and experts, a hat trick for the BJP. In Goa, 2 seats, 1 to the NDA and 1 to the Congress party. In Rajasthan, out of 25 seats, 18 to 23 going to the NDA and 2 to 7 for the India alliance. So let's see how the parties perform in these states, very crucial battlegrounds, and these battlegrounds are crucial to the NDA's fortunes as well. They did well in these states last time, and they need to continue their winning streak if they have to win. The opposition also has to make big inroads. Tanveer Sadiq, if I can ask you one more question. How difficult was this election in terms of changes from phase 1 to phase 2 to phase 3? It's been said by some psephologists that there was no clear wave in this election, but many have also said the fact that there was no wave does not mean that the NDA and Prime Minister Modi are losing. How do you see that argument?
No, I never said that the Prime Minister is losing, or I just don't want to go into speculation. But I'll tell you this, I have never in my life seen Prime Minister Modi talking about Muslims and saying that he has had his breakfast in Muslim homes. He has celebrated Eid in Muslim homes. I have seen this Prime Minister first time talking about that, and that also probably in the 3rd or the 4th phase. I felt there was a kind of nervousness. Now, I don't know. Like you said, there was no wave, that's for sure. This election was very tough. There have been elections in the past. There have been a lot of ups and downs. But this election was about a narrative that was created in the country by the BJP and its allies. And that narrative had to be broken. at the beginning. And I feel the India bloc was successful enough to go to every nook and corner of this country and ensure that we convey our message to the people. And I think we did fairly well. Now it's up to the people. Everybody knows the 400 mark. I mean, they started with the 400 mark. Then suddenly we didn't hear it from any of the BJP leaders talking about 400. So they knew that towards the second phase or the third phase, they were not getting anywhere around 250. Now, like I said, the exit polls, I'm not challenging your exit poll or any political, any news channel. But I'll tell you this, in the past, exit polls have been proved wrong. It happened in 2014, the Shining India, and it can be right now when you see it on June 4th. And I still believe that this election was tough, and this election, the India bloc fought very well, and we feel that we will cross that magic figure.
All right, so let me go across to Gautam Seth as well. Gautam, how do you see these numbers coming for Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Goa, Gujarat? Gujarat, of course, has been a stronghold of the NDA, of the BJP, of the Prime Minister. It is said the biggest issue over here is always the PM. But when it comes to Maharashtra, how do you see this? Of course, there was a lot of fragmentation, a lot of changes in Maharashtra politics. How do you see these numbers? 15 to 18 for the India Alliance in Maharashtra, 6 to 9 for the Congress Party.
I think it's going to be totally opposite to what this exit poll is showing. The India Alliance is going to be above 32. The NDA is going to be below 18. Because in Maharashtra, there was a sense of anger amongst the voters for the kind of betrayal done to Uddhav Thackeray, for the kind of betrayal done to Sharad Pawar. And there was a vote done by the people against this betrayal, against these playing with the democratic structure, playing with the federal structure, playing with the elected government and the vote of the people. The sanctity of the vote was compromised. And I totally believe that the numbers in Maharashtra will be exactly opposite to what you are showing. 32 plus for the India Alliance, 18 below for the NDA. Because Maharashtra, the kind of numbers that were there in the public interactions of India Alliance leaders and the response that we were getting on ground from people was massive. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and I'm also certain with the kind of service that we are doing within our party structure, we are certain, we are sure that we are going to cross the 32 mark in Maharashtra. As well as in Gujarat, the Congress has performed fairly well on 3 to 4 seats, and we were giving a fight on 7 to 8 seats. In Rajasthan also, what you have projected, I think the Congress is going to be in double digits. We are at least going to cross the 11-12 mark in Rajasthan as well this time. So there is that difference that I see in this exit poll. But I mean, you people have done your exercise with whatever factors you count in, and we do it with the factors that we count in. So hopefully on the 4th, when the EVMs open, we will know it all. But our analysis says that the numbers might be opposite to what is being projected.
Right. Let me get in Milind Ranade once again. Milind Ranade, we're also now projecting numbers for all the seats that we've shown so far. It is looking that the NDA is gaining the largest slunk. And if we can have those numbers once again up on our screens, the larger numbers of the seats projected so far. Yes, NDA gaining in Maharashtra as per our polls, but out of those 300 to 313 seats, Milind Ranade, that we've shown so far, more than 200 seem to be going in favor of the NDA right now. Do you dispute these numbers at all? Do you feel that the India Alliance campaign was good, but not effective enough to change things on the ground, the national picture significantly?
I do challenge these numbers, as well as I do challenge the media which has conducted this survey. Because the media, the mainstream media, has failed in its duty for last almost 10 years. And whatever this media is projecting, I believe it is not true. It is not the correct picture. And I absolutely disagree with all the figures that you are showing. As far as Maharashtra is concerned, I think India Alliance is doing better, and they will get between 25 to 28 seats. So as you are showing it 30-32 to NDA, I don't believe it is correct. And I think all the channels which have conducted, they are showing exactly the same. I don't know whether all channels together have same source that they are using, because during the break, I just searched through other channels. Exactly same numbers are being shown by others. And therefore, I believe that this is not correct, because all the channels for last 10 years have worked, have failed in their duty as press people. They have not questioned this government. They have not questioned Modi ji. So whatever you are showing, I don't want to blame any one of you personally, but I want definitely to say that the channels have failed, and therefore I don't believe these numbers.
All right, you're saying you don't believe these numbers. Yes, Mr. Ranade, these are projections. These are not actual results. You can, of course, you have the right to question them, but we also stand by our methodology. Of course, who knows the voters' mind, and we have to wait till the 4th of June to see what the results are. But Tanveer Sadiq, how do you see the national picture coming in? 203 to 213 for the NDA, 93 to 98 for the India Alliance.
I think I'll disagree a bit. I mean, obviously, I can't disagree fully, but I'll disagree to the fact that, like I said about Karnataka, I don't believe that Congress will be as low as you are projected. I don't believe that Maharashtra, because whatever we read from or talk to our friends from Maharashtra, I believe that after that negative thing that has happened in Maharashtra with Shiv Sena and the new the Ajit Pawar stuff, I think people are actually very angry with them. I think there was the vote was against them. And I feel that whatever you projected might be actually opposite to it. Then you go to Gujarat. I think the best Gujarat could do was in 2019. And I don't think that will be repeated there. I agree that Congress may not get as many seats, but they will at least get 3-4 seats from Gujarat. So I feel there is a little disagreement there. I feel there are a few seats here and there, but I believe Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, I don't think BJP or NDA will win anything from Tamil Nadu. I don't think they will win anything from Kerala. So there is a lot of disagreement, but like I said, I don't want to disagree totally with you. You've done your work. We have our sources. We have our people across who we talk to, and we believe that there is a major difference that will come on June 4th.
Right. Let's also get you the Madhya Pradesh numbers right now. The News 18 exit poll is projecting a thumping victory for the NDA with a seat projection for 26 to 29 seats. The Congress is projected to win 0 to 3 seats. So these were the numbers, of course, the BJP was hoping for. The NDA is also projected to win big in Chhattisgarh. Out of the 11 seats, the BJP is projected to win 9 to 11 seats. The India grouping is projected to win 1 to 4 seats. We're also getting you projections for 322 out of 543 Lok Sabha seats. Here is how the numbers stack up. The NDA is already crossing the 200 mark. It is projected to win 203 to 213 seats. The opposition alliance is projected to win 93 to 98 seats, and others are projected to win 17 to 22 seats. Gautam, how do you see these numbers for Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh specifically?
I would call them totally one-sided. I would call them far away from the reality of ground. In Madhya Pradesh, the Congress gained significantly. In Chhattisgarh, as far as our analysis says, we should be anywhere above 4 or 5 seats, and we were giving a good contest on all these seats. So we really worked hard. We conveyed the message that had to be conveyed to people. And I would see this methodology as rather another attempt to impress the PMO that the media has been doing for the last 10 years, while not personally blaming you or the channel, but the kind of atmosphere that the media has been living in for the last 10 years, compelled to bow down to the wishes and whims and fancies of the Prime Minister and Home Minister. And I think this exit polls, because I'm also looking at the other exit polls alongside, and what I see again, that this is another conclusive attempt to give this last moment happiness to Narendra Modi ji. And we are telling them that you celebrate today the exit polls day. The Congress and the India Alliance will celebrate on the 4th, the result day, And the media will also celebrate then, because it will be a day for the independence of media, for the return of the free and fair-minded media in India.
Right. Let's put up the numbers once again for Madhya Pradesh. We're getting you the vote share right now. 59% for the NDA, 32% for the India Alliance, 9% for others. So there are some seats, such as Chhindwara, that the Congress was extremely confident about, hoping to retain a prestige battle, so to say. So it seems that the NDA will continue the winning streak, barring that seat of Chhindwara maybe in the state. We will also be getting you an exclusive interview with the Minister of State for Animal Husbandry, Sanjeev Balyan, in a short while from now. He will be joining us on the program. Let me also ask Milind Ranade about the nationwide picture. Milind Ranade, how do you see this picture coming in? How do you see the India Alliance performing in all these states, in the Hindi heartland and in the South Zone?
I think BJP will not cross 220. This is our assessment.
Yeah. Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
साहब बैठे ना ठीक है ओके ओके
Hello? Hello?
Yes sir, please continue.
I don't feel BJP will cross 220 mark in this 2024 elections. Whatever projections above that, I will not believe that. We'll wait for fourth. But I think BJP is not going to do better than even last time or 2014. They are going to, they will not cross 220. And plus maybe another 30 to 40 seats for their NDA allies. So I don't think BJP alone will cross 220.
All right. Let me bring in Mr. Sanjeev Balyan, Minister of State for Animal Husbandry, the Member of Parliament from Muzaffarnagar. Mr. Balyan, are you there with us right now?
जी
संजीव जी बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमें ज्वाइन करने के लिए। आप इस वक्त मुजफ्फरनगर में हैं। इस वक्त हम प्रोजेक्शंस दिखा रहे हैं। लग रहा है अभी तक हमने करीब 312 सीट्स का प्रोजेक्शन दिखाया है। लग रहा है कहीं 200 या 213 सीट्स एनडीए जीती हैं। एनडीए लीड में है, साउथ जोन में इंडिया अलायंस लीड में है। आपको कैसा लग रहा है? अगर नेशन वाइड पिक्चर की बात करें, कितनी सीट्स के बारे में आप कॉन्फिडेंट हैं?
देखिए, पिछली बार जितनी सीट भारतीय जनता पार्टी की थी उससे ऊपर जाएंगे। अब ये तो नहीं कह सकता कितनी जाएंगे। उत्तर प्रदेश की बात करूं तो उत्तर प्रदेश में भी हम 2019 से आगे रहेंगे। तो ओवरऑल मुझे लगता है कि हम पिछली बार 303 सीटों पर थी भारतीय जनता पार्टी, उससे भारतीय जनता पार्टी आगे जाएगी और एनडीए बहुत आगे जाएगा, क्योंकि पिछली बार से एनडीए में और पार्टियां भी जुड़ी हैं।
संजीव जी, आज इंडिया अलायंस की मीटिंग हुई थी। इंडिया अलायंस ग्रुप के जो चेयरपर्सन हैं मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी ने बाहर आके बोला हमें 300 सीट मिल सकती हैं, 295 प्लस हम जीतेंगे। उनका पहला व्यू था कि एग्जिट पोल में आना नहीं चाहिए। अब सारी इंडिया अलायंस पार्टीज, कांग्रेस पार्टी भी एग्जिट पोल में आ गई, वो बड़ी कॉन्फिडेंट नजर आ रही हैं। आज आपको उनकी कॉन्फिडेंस के बारे में क्या लगता है आपको?
खड़गे जी को मेरी शुभकामनाएं। 4 तारीख तक जब तक रिजल्ट आएगा, जब तक के लिए वो सरकार बनाने के बारे में सोच सकते हैं। वो ख्याली पुलाव कहते हैं हमारे यहाँ, ख्याली पुलाव बनाएं और 2-2.5 दिन राहुल गांधी को भी खिलाएं और बाकी एनडी गठबंधन के बाकी लोगों को भी खिलाएं। 4 को रिजल्ट आएगा, मोदी जी फिर प्रधानमंत्री बनेंगे और खड़गे जी विपक्ष में बैठेंगे, राज्यसभा में जैसे बैठे हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं।
आप मुजफ्फरनगर में बैठे हैं, आपको कैसा लगता है कि इस बार टक्कर कैसी थी इंडिया अलायंस में? मुजफ्फरनगर में और उत्तर प्रदेश में 80 सीटें हैं। हमेशा कहा जाता है कि दिल्ली की जो ट्रेन है उत्तर प्रदेश के थ्रू जाती है। कितनी सीटें एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं आप मुजफ्फरनगर में, उत्तर प्रदेश में?
देखिए, उत्तर प्रदेश में पिछली बार हम 64 थे, हम 64 से ऊपर जाएंगे, नीचे नहीं आएंगे। 64 से 70 के बीच में हम।
Okay, we will try and get Sanjeev Balyan back in. So he was saying that we will not go below 64. We will only increase our tally. Our numbers will be over 300 for sure. NDA is forming the government. We will try and get Sanjeev Balyan back in, but he was very confident of winning a third term in Muzaffarnagar. Yes, we're showing you numbers right now, and as per the News 18 exit poll, NDA is well ahead of the India Alliance. Yes, the India Alliance also expressing a lot of confidence. We're showing you numbers from Madhya Pradesh. This is one of the strongholds of the BJP. You've got places like Vidisha, which have been represented by Atal Bihari Vajpayee here in MP. So 59% of the seats, 59% of the vote share going to the BJP and the NDA. If you speak about Chhattisgarh in terms of seats, 9 to 11 going to the NDA, 1 to 4 for the India Alliance. I wonder if we can get Mr. Sanjeev Balyan back on. All right, we'll take a short break at this point. We've had a discussion with our guests. I'll request Gautam Seth, Milind Ranade to stay with us, even Tanveer Sadiq. We'll try and get Sanjeev Balyan, the Minister of State for Animal Husbandry, back on. We'll take a break, back with much more. Welcome back. You're watching the mega exit poll coverage. Joining us right now is Konda Rajiv Gandhi of the YSR Congress. Let's ask you about the exit poll prediction so far, Konda Rajiv Gandhi. Right. Let me get the numbers once again. When we speak about Andhra Pradesh and the 25 seats, Konda Rajiv Gandhi, the NDA is getting about 19 to 22 as per our predictions. And as far as the YSR Congress is concerned, it seems that the performance has not been great. In fact, it seems the numbers for other parties, including the YSR Congress, could just be about 5 to 8.
No, yeah, good evening. Actually, seeing the predictions of your channel specifically regarding Andhra Pradesh elections, a bit stunning and shocking for me. I feel the results which you've been showing on your screen are a bit far away from the facts and the truth. Not only your channel, there are many other channels and many other survey departments, surveys have conducted and they've given their exit poll results today. if you go through them, a political laboratory or Janmat polls or Ara Mastan or Paddadas or poll strategy, whoever it may be, the survey group which they released the exit poll surveys, everybody saying that YSR Congress party is going to bang the election once again in 2024. Definitely, we are very confident in it. But I don't know, it is really shocking for me seeing the figures on your screen. But definitely, my words going to become true on the day of the results. Definitely, YSR Congress party going to lead in Andhra Pradesh, because today, if you observe the assembly and parliament, there is no difference, as YSR Congress party has won major number of seats in the election of 2019. After that tremendous administration, the parties, opposition, either TDP, they cannot
Gandhi.
face YSR Congress party individually. They aligned with the BJP, they aligned with Janasena, which is a cine glamour party, and all these three parties, including some media effect and support from the EC, whatever it may be, they're all fighting against the one-man army, Mr. Jagannath Reddy ji. So, but
You know,
very confident enough,
no, Conrad Rajiv Gandhi, the question that I want to ask you, it has been said that you were very preoccupied with the Andhra Pradesh Assembly poll. Focus on the Lok Sabha polls. Also, the fact that YS Sharmila, Jagan Mohan Reddy's sister, was fighting on behalf of the Congress party, leading the charge against the YSR Congress. Things became difficult, emotional for the voters and complicated. And the advantage was BJP and TDP and the Janasena.
No, actually, what you said about Mr. Sharmila Reddy, who is a chief of Congress party, who is leading the Congress party in Andhra Pradesh, whatever you say, the words are up to the words, but not up to the truth level. I am challenging that Mrs. YS Sharmila Reddy is going to lose our deposit in Kadapa Parliament, in which she is contesting. There is nowhere that they are going to affect the YSR Congress party, but yes, people are very keen about the assembly consensus when compared to the parliament. But definitely there is a need, and there are major issues from Andhra Pradesh which are interrelated with the central government, where we need a lot of support from the central government, and people are ready to give the mandate for us with a more number of MPs, and we are confident enough. Definitely, we concentrated more on assembly segments, but each parliament constituency consists of 7 assembly segments. Definitely, there going to be a lot of impact. And moreover, if you're coming to the parliament MP candidates where the BJP contested or where the Telugu Desam contested, there is a small problem for BJP. They cannot identify the BJP symbol, especially in very rural areas or in very tribal areas or any other key regions. They don't know about the lotus symbol also. So definitely they're going to, there will be no impact of NDA in Andhra Pradesh.
All right. Let me also get in Srinivas Bachu, senior leader of the BRS. The BRS has been putting up a tough fight, Srinivas Bachu. Your leaders have really fought for survival. The KCR, KTR, both traveling across the state, carrying out a bus ride to make sure that the BRS remains relevant in Telangana politics. Let me get in the Telangana numbers, and I just want to bring them up for you. We are given 7 to 10 seats out of 17 to the NDA in Telangana. Also, when you speak about the larger India alliance, they are projected to win 5 to 8 seats and 3 to 5 for others. When we speak about others, it is the BRS and the AIMIM. Do you agree with this result, or do you think there is going to be some surprise on the 4th of June?
Not exactly. Exit polls are not exact. It has proved, there is a proved track and record in 2014 and 19, and even this time also is going to repeat the same. I would like to give you one example in 2014 and 2019 elections. When no Congress was there in Telangana state, though they got 2 and 3 seats. And 2019 elections, nobody is expected that BJP is going to win the parliament seat, but they got 4 seats. This time we lost only the government with a vote percentage of 1.6 in the last assembly elections. And now we are expecting with a 44% of votes, around 11 seats in Telangana we are going to get. Maybe you are talking about the NDA is at 7 to 10, India is 5 to 8, and the others are 3 to 5. Out of others, one is already fixed. Everybody knows all over the all over India. One is MIM is going to win one seat, Pakka, and remaining others two are there. Something that is going to be your expectation. But we are very confident what we have done to the Telangana in the last 10 years of span, and in the last 3 to 4 months of span, people are suffering with all the programs which were carried successfully by the BRS government. So we are very confident this figure is going to be changed on 4th June of this month. Very strong.
All right. Srinivas Bachu, if I were to also ask you about the South Zone performance of all the parties. There are 131 seats in the South Zone: Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Union Territories of Puducherry and Lakshadweep. Now, out of these 131 seats, what is our projection? 51 to 54 for the NDA, 64 to 67 for the India Alliance, 14 to 17 for the others. Do you think this is largely on mark, or you feel that the India Alliance could do better?
No. I strongly believe the figure which I have given, but plus or minus, India Alliance is going to get major seats from the southern part this time. Whatever even BJP also, they are in a mood that in north part of India, they are not going to the same exact figure which I got earlier. This time they very seriously focused on southern part of India, especially and Telangana, Andhra Pradesh. In logically and technically, they made an alliance with Mr. Chandrababu Naidu. Whatever the number 25 is there, if Jagan Reddy, whatever the seats they win, YSRCP or Alliance, NDA, TDP Alliance, all the seats are going to come under their account. In this way, BJP is also trying to get more seats from southern part this time than earlier. And Karnataka, they cannot perform this time. But where this time in southern part, as you mentioned, India is going to definitely
put BRS out of the equation. Between those two groupings, who do you expect to perform better between the BJP and the Indian National Congress?
No. The discussion in the state itself, majority seats are going to be more seats than BJP. Congress is going to win more seats.
Okay, so you feel Congress will win more seats because Revant Reddy is the Chief Minister and the Congress has won the election in the state. But that is only if we leave BRS out of the equation for a moment. We are going to take a short break at this point, but we are going to come back with lots more information, lots more data from across the country. Don't go anywhere. These exit polls are just getting more exciting, and we'll get you very sharp analysis during the course of the next 2 hours. Let's take a look at our mega exit poll. We're looking at 131 seats in South India, for which we have the projections. The opposition alliance is ahead and is projected to win 64 to 67 seats, but the BJP is gaining ground. The NDA is projected to win 51 to 54 seats, and others are projected to win 14 to 17 seats. So as things stand, we have projections for 322 out of 543 Lok Sabha seats. Here is how the numbers stack up. The NDA is already crossing the 200 mark. It is projected to win 203 to 213 seats. They have made gains in South India in states like Karnataka, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and of course, continuing the winning streak in states like Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh as well. Now, the opposition alliance is projected to win 93 to 98 seats, and others are projected to win 17 to 22. Now, we're talking about the nationwide tally that we have shown so far. So, CNBC-TV18 and News 18 have given projections for 322 out of 543 Lok Sabha seats, and the NDA is getting 202 to 213. India Alliance 93 to 98, 70 to 22 for the others. Let's go across to all our guests. Sanjeev Srivastava, senior journalist, political analyst, joining us. Sanjeev Srivastava, how do you see these numbers?
See, these are exit polls, and I would like to believe them. So if we discuss exit polls, I think the exit poll is exaggerating a bit in South India, where I don't think the BJP or NDA is likely to do as well as the poll is projecting. I'm not quite sure what is the tally that you are giving out for, say, states like Rajasthan. I think MP and Chhattisgarh, the BJP is doing very well. But Rajasthan, I don't know how many seats your poll is giving to BJP. I think they will find it difficult to cross 18 to 20 out of 25. Last time they had maxed. So till I know the statewide projections, but I think the BJP, on its own, will find it a challenge to cross the majority mark overall.
You know, Sanjeev Srivastava, you asked about Rajasthan. Let me read out the numbers for you. We'll put up the numbers as well. Out of the 25 total seats in Rajasthan, we are projecting 18 to 23 for the NDA and 2 to 7 for the India Alliance. So how do you see this? Also, Madhya Pradesh, out of 29, 26 to 29 for the NDA, 0 to 3 for the Congress and the larger India Alliance. In Chhattisgarh, out of 11, 9 to 11 for the BJP and 1 to 4 for the India Alliance.
So I quite agree with all the three states. Only in Rajasthan, I would think, where you are giving 18 to 23, I think the NDA or the BJP may stop at 18 or 19, and the Congress and an independent may get 6 to 7 seats. But in MP, I think BJP won all but one seat last time, and the same performance can be repeated. In Chhattisgarh, again, I agree with your exit poll that the BJP is on its way to winning maybe 9 seats at least, and can also max. They can win all the 11 seats, including Bhupesh Baghel's seat.
Right. Pankuri Pathak, yes, the India Alliance has expressed a lot of confidence today. They've gone out and said that we'll win 295 plus. Where are you getting that confidence from right now? Yes, the India Alliance is doing better in South Zone, in South India. But the NDA is making gains, and they're continuing their winning streak in states like Maharashtra and some of the Hindi heartland states. So overall, their tally, as per these projections, could increase. So how would you respond?
Well, these are exit polls, and we all know that predicting elections is not really an exact science. I am not dismissing your efforts or the efforts of your polling agency, but with entire responsibility, I can say that we do not agree with these numbers. And throughout the elections, we were asked how many seats are you expecting? Because the BJP started the elections with the slogan of 400 par. So throughout the elections, we were asked this question, but we never gave any number or any figure, because we take these things very responsibly, and also we don't believe in making false and exaggerated and imaginary claims. So until the surveys that we were counting on and the reports from all our alliance partners came in, which was today in the all party meet of the India Alliance, the kind of report that we got from different states, from different leaders, different parties, that went on to give us this number, which is 295, and with complete responsibility we came forward and we presented it before the media, and we are very confident. You asked what is the reason of this confidence. The reason is the kind of sentiment that we have witnessed throughout this election, the kind of enthusiasm that we have seen for change. And historically also we have seen that people vote differently in different elections. Every election is in a way a new election, but obviously 10 years is it's a very huge time. It's a very people are thinking very differently now. And because the Modi government had a complete majority for the past 10 years, and they had ample opportunity to deliver on the promises that they made, but the people have been very disappointed, which is something that we could feel on the ground. And also the claims by some people in the BJP that they want to change the constitution and they might do away with a lot of things that a lot of guarantees that we have in our constitution. I think that really made a huge difference, with a lot of people becoming very cautious against giving BJP another term. And that, I think, really worked against them. I think they're loud mouthing, they're continuously repeating that give us 400 and we'll change the constitution. That has really worked against them, and it has worked in our favor. Apart from that, the issue of unemployment has been a major issue, even in the Hindi heartland. I understand that exit polls would like to show that we are doing poorly in the Hindi speaking states, but I come from one such state, and I can from my own experience also, I can say that unemployment has been a big issue, and it might turn out to be the biggest issue in the Hindi heartland, where people are very disappointed due to the lack of jobs, due to paper leaks, due to the rising rate of graduate unemployment. And a lot of people genuinely feel that in a India Alliance-led government, where Rahul Gandhi ji has come up with the 5 guarantees and the different guarantees for providing jobs to the young people, this would give them a better chance at a future and at getting a livelihood. So that has totally resonated with the young people of the country, and I think this is another point that will
I have to get a word in from the BJP spokesperson who's joining us, Neeti Jain. Neeti Jain, I'm sure the BJP would be happy with these numbers that we are projecting so far, but the opposition is not impressed. They are saying that you started off with the 400 plus slogan, that somehow became 350, then 310, now sometime over 300. Some leaders are talking about 272, we'll definitely win. There is no going away from that. So what the opposition is saying, that phase after phase, the confidence of the BJP has gone down, and this was a challenging election. There was no wave. There was no one single issue. It's difficult to predict the mind of the Indian voter right now. So how would you react to what some experts have said and the opposition have said through the day?
I don't know who you are listening to and who has gone down to 272. We started this campaign with a 400 plus. We are still expecting that. And that 400 plus was not in vanity. It was based on the work that has been done by the Prime Minister, by the government, and not just in India. The way Modi ji has put India on a world map, it was based on all of that work that we expected, and we went to the people that if you give us 400, there is more work that we need to do. Again, Pankhudi ji apparently said कि हमें 402 हम constitution बदल देंगे. Ma'am, we already had a majority. If that is what we wanted to do, we could have done that earlier as well. So getting a 400 number was not a prerequisite to do what you were hoping that we would be doing. So that is definitely not the case. 400 is simply the faith and the trust that people would portray in Modi ji's government, and that is what we're still hoping for. Congress, on the other hand, started this campaign by boycotting certain journalists, and today they're boycotting the exit poll. So I think that is where they stand. The second thing being, you never came out with the number. The opposition never came out with the number because one, that India alliance, the so-called alliance, was never a fit within each other. So I think to sit in one place and even come out with a common minimum program was a task for you. So to come out with a number was going to be a bigger task. You're completely right that the entire social media and the likes and the views that you've gotten, you're right. You fought this election on social media, and I think if you want to take oath on social media, you should just go ahead and do that. But on the ground, you had nothing. You fought the entire election only based on anti-Modi. The only thing that you went out and said to people was Modi ko harana hai. And that is something that people did not buy because you had no solutions to anything and you did not give out any vision to the country at all. And if tomorrow you'll come out and say that it was the fault of the EVMs or whatever else, I think that is where you need to understand. And again, if you are living in denial, it is not
Neeti,
the BJP's job to wake you up
all right.
from that.
Okay, it's a fierce fight. The polling is over, but the fight in studios continues. Please stay with us. We're getting more projections right now. And the big battleground states of UP, Bihar and West Bengal. Remember, these states voted in 7 phases. We have projections for the first 3 phases right now. In Uttar Pradesh, 26 seats were in the fray. It is projected to be almost a clean sweep for the BJP-led NDA, which is expected to win 22 to 25 seats. The opposition alliance is likely to win 3 to 6 seats. Let's talk about Bihar. 14 seats went to polls in Bihar in the first 3 phases. The NDA is projected to register a big win, getting 10 to 13 seats. The opposition alliance is projected to win 3 to 6 seats. Let's talk about West Bengal. 10 seats in West Bengal went to polls in the first 3 phases. The BJP is projected to win 6 to 9 seats. The Trinamool Congress is projected to win 3 to 6 seats. So there is possibly a close fight between the BJP and the TMC in West Bengal. And remember, West Bengal was a fierce election. Even today and yesterday, we have seen clashes between the parties, both the BJP and TMC, and some saying don't write off the left and the Congress in West Bengal. But clearly, there was messaging from both sides, the TMC and the BJP, to voters as to which side they should vote, according to Shikha Mukherjee, a journalist who joined us earlier today. So let's talk about these numbers with our guests who are with us. Sanjeev Srivastav, if we can ask you about these numbers that are coming in from places like West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, for the first 3 phases, how do you see these numbers?
See, West Bengal is one of those states where the BJP was hoping to gain. And your numbers are suggesting that it is becoming a close fight with a little edge to BJP in the first 3 phases. So last time around, they got 18 Lok Sabha seats. This time, they can maybe get another 4 or 5 seats. That's what my assessment is. And since it's just 3 phases you're showing, we'll have to wait as to where it ends. In Bihar, I think your projection is showing the NDA going down vis-a-vis 2019, where they had 39 out of 40 seats. So if this time 3 to 6 is the opposition number, so as it is, the opposition is gaining. My estimate or guess or assessment is that the NDA may likely come down by 10 seats in Bihar when the overall tally comes out, at least 10 seats. So UP is the key. UP is the key because BJP is hoping to improve from 2019 and somewhere be in the range of its 2014 performance when they got 70 plus seats. If that happens, their future or their chances of securing 272 on their own become bright. If they lose a few seats in UP, then it becomes really a cliffhanger of an election.
Right. Let's also give you the projections for Assam right now, where the NDA, which comprises of the BJP and Assam Gana Parishad, they're expected to see a big win in a state with a total of 14 seats. The News 18 poll is projecting 10 to 13 seats for the NDA. The India Alliance could win 2 seats to 5 seats, and Badruddin Ajmal's AIUDF is and possibly could win a single seat. Remember Himanta Biswa Sarma, when we spoke to him a few weeks back, he was projecting somewhere in the range of 12 to 13 seats in Assam. So this seems to be in light with what the BJP and the Chief Minister of Assam was hoping for. Let's also speak about the nationwide projections as things stand right now. Yes, we have been getting you poll predictions since 6:30 this evening, and as things stands, we have projections for 351 of the 543 Lok Sabha seats. The numbers up on your screens. Here's how the numbers stack up. The NDA projected to win 226 to 236 seats. The opposition alliance is projected to win 93 to 103 seats, 18 to 23 for other parties. Yes, this is the All India tally on your screens. Let's go across to the BJP spokesperson. How do you see this nationwide tally so far? It seems that the NDA is in the driver's seat as far as projections for these seats go.
I think that was never the point. I think we were already very confident that the election was going in our favor, but the seats in some states that you've just spoken about, I think I am more hopeful. Or the party is looking at a better number, but with all respect to your exit poll, the numbers are pretty good. And I've been on other channels also, and I think we're getting about 350 plus seats in every exit poll that has come out. So yeah, I think we are still hoping that the numbers would be better on 4th of June. We're looking at better numbers, but...
Okay, so you're looking at better numbers, but let me get Pankuri of the Congress party with us. Out of 351 seats, the biggest gains are for the NDA. This, many would say, were expected. What do you think has changed across these 7 phases? Was the India Alliance campaign successful? This is what a lot of experts have said, a lot of analysts have said, that the India Alliance was not cohesive enough in the Hindi heartland. Issues such as the Ram Temple formation were important. The Prime Minister's personality remains a factor on the ground. You may not say that there is a wave, but then the record of this government over the last 10 years in terms of work has helped them. And when you speak about a personality contest, the question in 2014, 2019 and now was, if Narendra Modi, then who?
Well, first of all, I think we can go on discussing these numbers as much as we want, but then in the end, the real numbers that matter are the numbers that will come out on the 4th. When it comes to the kind of campaigns that were led by, which were put forward by both the parties, by both the alliances, I think this is the first time when the BJP looked so defeated and so disheartened, the way that in which in every different phase they had to change the narrative. They started with Congress is going to steal your Mangal Sutra, then steal your buffaloes, then, steal something else, and then, the kind of narrative which was very irrelevant to the people. And there was this general sentiment on the ground that the Prime Minister is looking very nervous. When you talk about a personality contest, obviously the Prime Minister has been very popular in the country. There is no denying that. But that's not the only thing that counts. The BJP has always wanted to, make the election look like a personality contest, but that is not how elections are fought. If that would have been the case, then the 2004 election, the 2004 results would have been very different when Atal Bihari ji was the most popular leader in the country, but then the country gave a different verdict. So I think every election has different issues, and the Indian voters' mind cannot really be, judged on limited factors or on personality contests. Even if we talk about personality, I think the way Rahul Gandhi ji has connected with the masses during the Bharat Jodo Yatra, and the way he has given a constructive program on how people are going to get employment, on how the economy is going to improve, on what kind of, the schemes the government is going to bring across, how women representation is going to increase in the private sector, in governmental institutions. So all of that has really had an impact with voters, with more and more young people getting impressed by those ideas. And the BJP has, in earlier elections, what would the BJP talk about? In the initial phases, Prime Minister would talk about 100 smart cities, about giving 2 crore employments, about all kind of, things that really appeal to the people. But this time, he was very defeatist in his entire approach. He was very negative. He was just trying to scare people by saying, if the BJP, if the Congress comes to power, they will take away this, they will impose this law, they will will take away your property, they will bring in this law to take away your property, all those kind of things. So I think the people understood that Prime Minister Modi has nothing new to offer to the country, as well as he is not able to defend his own programs, his own policies. He is not able to put in front of people what his government has done.
Okay,
and
Sanjeev
he does not have
Srivastava.
the answer to the biggest problem of the country, which right now is price rise and
the BJP spokesperson wants to respond to you. Neeti, please go ahead.
Yeah, it is absolutely hilarious that the Congress spokesperson, considering the numbers that you are showing, and they still say the Prime Minister was defeatist, the Prime Minister was nervous. Agar nervous hoke, these are the kind of numbers he can pull. So I think you should just be thankful that he was nervous, because otherwise to aap log kahin dikhai nahi dete. The other point being the Prime Minister has spoken about his work. The Prime Minister is the one leader who is talking about the decades to come, and he is planning for the same. Everything that you've quoted is basically his response to whatever you said. So when you talk about wealth redistribution, when you talk about all of those issues, I think it is imperative for the Prime Minister and the BJP to respond to all of those things. And if you think he was defeatist because he was responding to you, I think it was the opposition that has no agenda at all. And like I've said, that they fought an entire election on an anti-BJP plank.
Okay, let me also get in Sanjeev Srivastava. You know, it's an interesting point that you raised that, Neeti, because you're saying that the Prime Minister had to respond to the opposition, but many also said that the BJP was defensive, at least in the initial phases. Sanjeev Srivastava, I'll again recap the nationwide picture for our viewers. Of course, our panelists are listening to it. 351 seats projected so far. Ladies and gentlemen, NDA 226 to 236, India Alliance 93 to 103, numbers up on your screens, and other parties 18 to 23. Sanjeev Srivastava, we may agree or disagree with these numbers, but if the BJP manages to cross the finish line with the same numbers that it got in 2019, what will it mean about the mood of the voter and the factor that brought the NDA to power? The reason why I asked this, because there was no clear issue in this election. There were issues such as Muslim appeasement, Pakistan, jobs, yes, inflation, yes, Agniveer scheme, yes. But if you were to say one issue changed this election, clearly not. There were multiple issues, a khichdi, so to say, but nothing really came out as to what this election has been fought on.
So, Parikshit, I think, see, very honestly, we can continue this discussion only if we take your numbers for granted. It's not done if I say I don't believe these numbers, because if I don't believe these numbers, then what do we talk about?
If these numbers are correct, if the BJP crosses the majority and if they don't cross the majority.
Yeah, if these numbers are correct, and like you said, what is the message coming out if the BJP ends up repeating its 2019 performance, which is getting more than 300 seats on its own? I think that would be a stupendous performance if that happens. Though personally, I don't think it will be happening. But if it happens like that, then what can be a more resounding verdict on Mr. Modi's leadership and BJP's track record? After 2 terms, seeking a 3rd term, that means no anti-incumbency. That means a thumping thumbs up for the BJP and NDA. So everybody will be, from the ruling side, they'll have no reasons to be feeling let down. They'll just celebrate. And the opposition will have to really go back to drawing boards, which they have done the last 2 times also. But personally, I think this is an election which is not like 2014 and 19. 2014 was the real wave election for Mr. Modi. 2019, a number of factors combined together, and they ended up the seats, the NDA seats and the BJP seats went up, but Balakot was a factor, the nationalism was a factor. This time when you travel around, one doesn't see a wave, either for or against. There is a certain amount of indifference. And in a lot of states, local issues are dominating, which is making it a sthaniya narrative, a local narrative, which is putting the BJP into some fair degree of inconvenience. So how the numbers pan out, we'll really know only on the June 4th. But like you said, If the BJP ends up 300 plus, then where's the debate and where's the conversation? What's the confusion? Then it's stupendous. That's brilliant performance by the BJP.
Right. All right. We are Sanjeev Srivastav and Neeti and Pankuri. We are now getting more projections and we want to discuss this with you. Let's bring up those numbers for Delhi, which has a total of 7 seats. The BJP is projected to win 5 to 7 seats here. The opposition is projected to win 0 to 2 seats. Remember, the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress were in alliance in Delhi. They were fighting this state together. 4 seats for the Aam Aadmi Party, 3 for the Congress. So even if they gain 2, it is a gain over 2019 numbers. Let's speak about Punjab, which was a 4-cornered fight. The AAP and the Congress, which are both part of the India Alliance, were fighting against each other there in Punjab. So you've got 2 to 4 for the NDA, 8 to 10 for the India Alliance in Punjab, and 1 to other parties. So India Alliance in the driver's seat in Punjab, and NDA hasn't been able to make a big dent. Remember, the main NDA partner was not with them this time around, and I'm talking about Shiromani Akali Dal. In Haryana, 10 seats in total. The NDA is projected to win 5 to 7 seats. Remember, last time they had won all 10. The India Alliance is projected to win 3 to 5 seats. So both in Delhi and Haryana, they are making gains. So this is something that the opposition will take heart from. And remember, in Haryana, we just saw changes in the government. Manohar Lal Khattar stepped down. He fought from Karnal. Nayab Singh Saini took over as the chief minister. They also had issues with their alliance partners. So there have been problems in Haryana. In Delhi, 6 out of 7 MPs had been replaced by the BJP. Let me see if we can also get in more numbers right now. We will come to Jammu and Kashmir in just a bit. We're breaking Himachal Pradesh right now. But if you speak about Haryana vote share, yes, Himachal Pradesh numbers on your screens, 9 to the NDA and none to the India Alliance. We're talking about Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand together. 9 to NDA, none to the India Alliance. Yes, let me go across to all our guests once again. Pankuri Pathak, how do you see these numbers when it comes to Delhi, when it comes to Haryana? These were states that the Congress was expecting to do better. What would you attribute this success to? Any reasons? If these numbers turn out to be correct, if we go by these numbers, was it the Kejriwal factor? Was it the fact that the BJP government in Karnataka somehow did not perform well? There were some issues with the leadership, with the alliance. What would you attribute the success to?
Well, again, as I said, our reports that we have received from parties and leaders across the country are very different from the numbers that you are showing in your exit polls. But I think in context of Delhi, I think the BJP itself knew that it's on a sticky wicket when it changed 6 of its 7 existing MPs. So they knew that they had a lot of, anti-incumbency, and the government and the people were not very happy with their MPs and with their performance. So they had to change their candidates. And then the kind of response that we saw in Delhi, and the fact that the BJP had to put the sitting CM in jail so that he cannot campaign, shows how scared it was in Delhi in the first place. And I think that really made a point, and that really affected the sentiment of Delhi Heights, because a very popularly elected chief minister was put in jail just right before the election. So people could understand that there's this fear that, he should not campaign. And because the India Alliance is doing well, let's just push him aside. So I think the BJP itself, kind of gave this impression that it's not fighting a strong election in Delhi. When it comes to Haryana, again, I can say that we are going to sweep these elections. And I was, speaking to some people in Haryana who said, and who, there was this sentiment that the CM was changed because he is to be made a bali ka bakra for this defeat. Right before the elections, they had to change the CM, and then their, alliance partners moved out. The entire farmers' protest, the way the farmers have been, 700 farmers lost their life during the protest, and then the MSP the promise of coming with a MSP law could not come through. So all these factors have worked against the BJP.
Pankari?
And in Haryana, the India Alliance is going to have
Let me just recap the numbers once again. As we were reading, there was some issue. I just want to read up the numbers once again, and then we go across to the BJP spokesperson. Delhi, 7 seats in total, 5 to 7 for the NDA, 0 to 2 for the India Alliance, where AAP and Congress were together. In Haryana, 10 seats, 5 to 7 for the NDA, 3 to 5 for the India Alliance. Punjab, very important state, 13 seats, 2 to 4 for the NDA, and 8 to 10 for the India Alliance. Let's talk about Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. 9 total seats that we're talking about. All 9 to the NDA is what we are giving as per our projections and our polls. Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, 6 seats in total, 3 to the NDA and 3 to the India Alliance. Now, Neeti, as the BJP spokesperson, do you feel that there were issues? You've been saying that, yes, the opposition has not been able to capture the mind of the voter. It is the NDA's performance which has worked. But look at Delhi. As per these projections, the seat share seems to be coming down. Also in Jammu and Kashmir, we're expecting the opposition to win 3 seats. In Punjab, the opposition is doing better. In Haryana, they seem to have regained some lost ground. So do you feel that, be it Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir, be it the farmers' protest, be it the arrest of Arvind Kejriwal, these were some of the issues that somehow made it difficult and challenging for the BJP to retain its core vote bank in these areas?
Okay, let me take it point-wise. First of all, Delhi, you are yourself showing it's between 5 and 7. So it could be 7, right? I don't know what the opposition is being so happy about. That is as per you. As per me and as per the party projection, we are expecting a 7-on-7 in Delhi. But that said, every time Arvind Kejriwal goes out, I think he just reminds people of the entire scams, and I'm using plural, scams that he has done in Delhi. Again, madam, it was not the BJP that arrested him. It was not the BJP that ordered his arrest. अपने कर्मों की फल वो अपने आप भुगत रहे हैं. As you do, so shall you reap. It is not the BJP's fault that he went into that scam and he was arrested. That said, the court still gave him a bail. He was out to campaign across the country. So I think that factor is completely gone. Then the second point you raised was 370. I don't know if you heard, but the voting percentage in even places like Baramulla was unprecedented this time. People have come out and voted. So 370 was not a BJP agenda. 370 was a national agenda. And just because the voters have come out and voted without fear, I think that is a win of the 370, the decision of 370 that was taken by the Modi government. The win and loss, people are free to choose whoever they win, whoever they choose. But to say that 370 was a factor in that does not ring true at all. Haryana, again, I think the numbers that you are showing, I don't agree with that. But the Haryana factor, I think the Congress has been overconfident there. But again, they don't have anything to show for what they want to do in Haryana. So we are pretty confident.
All right.
For farmers, the BJP has done a lot with the Samman Nidhi and the fertilizers and the roads, everything that has benefited the farmers. The farmer protest, yeah.
All right. So as things stands, we have projections for 381 out of 543 Lok Sabha seats. Here is how the numbers stack up. The NDA is projected to win 226 to 236 seats. The opposition alliance is projected to win 93 to 103 seats, and others are projected to win 18 to 23. Yes, those numbers up on your screens. Let me welcome more guests who are joining us on the program. Yes, Neeti Jain of the BJP continues to be with us. Pankari Pathak of the Congress Party. Sanjeev Srivastav has just left for another program. But let me introduce our other guests. A.K. Bhattacharya, Editorial Director of Business Standard. Niranjan Babu also with us. Let me go across to Niranjan Babu, our Is Niranjan Babu with us? Yes, he is there. Mr. A.K. Bhattacharya is there as well. Mr. Bhattacharya, how do you see these numbers? And if these numbers were to hold true on the 4th of June, what does this say about the mood of the nation?
Well, if these numbers hold true, it will be a strong government, politically more stable government. It will probably cheer up the markets a little more, and it will probably make way for more purposive economic policy actions going forward. So I would say that exit polls do indicate the direction of the final results. So therefore, we can, at this point in time, assume that the new government that will be in place after 4th of June will probably have to take a difficult call on whether to go in for more fiscal consolidation, which has been the Prime Minister, Mr. Modi's favorite calling, or will he go in for more spending to revive consumption demand in the economy.
Right. We've had strong GDP numbers come in yesterday. The opposition was questioning the government's performance when it came to job, inflation, also on different schemes on the ground on lifting the poor out of poverty. Does these numbers somehow seem encouraging? Is this a validation of the performance of the government, or you feel that many of the core issues have not been addressed?
Well, as we all know, GDP is only one indicator of the state of any economy. And if GDP grows by 8.2%, as the National Statistical Office number did show for 2023-24, it is certainly one aspect of the economy. There are many other aspects of the economy that need tending to. There is question about jobs. There's a question about unequal growth. There's a question about how the states need to be roped in the overall march towards economic prosperity. So there are many other issues that are not captured by GDP. So while GDP is, as I said, one indicator, and that should cheer the market as well as the political party in power, but there are many other issues. Like agriculture is not doing well, manufacturing has done well, consumption demand is not doing well, even though investment is being propped up by government expenditure. So there are many challenges that come up. GDP is only one number that doesn't tell you the entire story of the Indian economy.
You know, Mr. Bhattacharya, now compared to previous elections, issues like unemployment, jobs, poverty were there earlier as well. When you had strong governments and issues like these on the ground, have people always voted because of these issues or on personalities? Do you think people will differentiate what they need in terms of their daily livelihoods from who they want at a national level?
Well, it's a very interesting question that you have raised. I think personalities do matter. I'm reminded of Mrs. Indira Gandhi's personality. And certainly, Mr. Modi has a personal appeal to a large number of voters. So these personalities do matter. But at the same time, you have to recognize that the kind of welfareist policies that the Modi government has unveiled and implemented with great effect and great assistance from technology, the digital public infrastructure, transfer of benefits directly to a bank account, these have certainly helped the image and the personality of the Prime Minister. So both the factors are important. Now, unemployment and poverty is not that big an issue right now because after all, the multidimensional poverty index does show that India's poverty levels have actually come down. But unemployment is certainly an issue. The medium and the small enterprises section, their employment is an issue. So it is not that there are no issues, but there is the larger picture, the personality of the Prime Minister and the welfareist policies that have been implemented to great effect have actually helped to my mind, help people paper over some of the problems that were confronting them in terms of employment or inequality.
Right. Stay with us. Niranjan Babu, let me get you in right now. And I just want to give our viewers a nationwide picture once again. It's important for us to keep saying this again and again, simply because those tuning in should have the nationwide picture that the Network 18 is projecting. Out of 381 seats that we projected so far, the projections say 238 to 248 for the NDA, 108 to 118 for the India Alliance, 19 to 24 for other parties. If you speak about Maharashtra, a complicated state there, 32 to 35 for the NDA, 15 to 18 for the India Alliance. This is what the News 18 exit poll is saying right now. In fact, we can give you a larger tally at this juncture. 396 in total on your screens, 250 to 260 for the NDA, 111 to 121 for the India Alliance, 19 to 24 for other parties. Those latest numbers on your screens. Niranjan Babu, let me come back to you. How do you see these numbers right now? Do you think there are certain factors which could possibly swing the election in the opposition's favor, or you feel that the result of the 2024 Lok Sabha election is not going to be very different from 2019?
So it's actually, we need to check on the various factors. Say, for example, like if you look into the south, in Tamil Nadu, like my state is like Tamil Nadu, like here the anti-Modi wave is very it's like a very huge actually. Okay, if it is in Maharashtra, like as you told, like from 543 seats, you have projected 396 seats. So actually, from my point of view, exit polls are not exact poll. Okay, so let me go into the picture. Like as of now, we have to wait and see till June 4th what is the exact result. But the prediction as of now, like you have come into the table, is like somewhat relatively that is going to happen. That's how it's actually showing. That is the one thing. And the second thing is like people in our country, like they feel under the leadership of Narendra Modi is somewhat good in some other hand, but in some other hand, like people want a new government to be formed. That is like because like in South there is like in South Indians like Tamil Nadu, like there is a huge aid for the Modi and for the BJP. That's another reason. So that might be another reason. Like people are looking for India Alliance apart from NDA. We have to wait and see what is going to happen in the June 4th. That's what I just.
All right, Niranjan Babu. Also, what I'd like to ask you that in states like Delhi and Haryana, we are seeing that possibly the Congress, the opposition, could make some gains. 2 seats or 3 seats in Haryana also, they could make some gains. Do you think that if this happens, it would be because of the farmers' issue, farmers' protests, the Arvind Kejriwal factor, the strength of the Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab and in Delhi?
Yeah, it will. Actually, the main agenda is like people, like from the people perspective. So, okay, I'm not from any party's background. Okay, from the people perspective, people are thinking that like Prime Minister Narendra Modi is not visiting the people's. I mean, the basic concern of the problem of the voters. Like it can be an agriculture issue, anything. So that's the major issue that Congress took into it, and they did a campaign, and because of that. There may be a shift in the voter, as you told, in the Delhi and as well as in Haryana. But the exact result, like the exact voter shift will happen in the last 2 to 3 weeks in the polling date only, because like all the campaign managers will work in the last 2-3 weeks. The complete game will shift. Before the polling date to last 2 weeks. That's how actually we have to wait and see what, because like people in India, like people have the important factor of what I can say is like they will forget all the things what happened before. Okay, that's the main issue in people, voters thing. So if it is happening in the last year, they will forget now. They will look for what is the problem right now. Don't look for the problem. But this is a very big issue as a nation issue. We have to wait and see that there might be a shift in the positive for the India Alliance as well in the 2 regions.
All right, let me get in Sanjoy Hazarika, who's joining us right now, well-known author, columnist and analyst, a specialist on the Northeast. Mr. Hazarika, thank you very much for joining us on the program. We are showing projections for the Northeast. Yes, about 13 15 to out of 15 seats that we have projected so far, 13 for the NDA. And I'm going to show Assam first. 14 seats in Assam, NDA 10 to 13, India Alliance 2 to 5, AIUDF 0 to 1. So how do you see these projections for the state of Assam? This is a state under Himanta Biswa Sarma. He has been speaking a lot about how he's making it easier for companies to do business in the state of Assam. He's getting semiconductor makers there. He's going to come up with a new defense policy. Do you think all of that has worked in the BJP's favor in Assam, if these numbers were to hold true?
I think your figures are probably quite correct as far as Assam is concerned. They certainly won't get less than 10, in my view, maybe 11. And I think it's a mix of Mr. Sarma's own style of politics and campaigning and the narrative which has drawn support. I mean, there's opposition as well. There's not saying anything about that. There is opposition, but I think the BJP has a clear edge in a majority of the seats there. And also, if we're talking about the Northeast as a whole, I think they're going to do fairly well in the other states as well. Although I think it's much more challenging. It's much more challenging. I've just come from Mizoram and Meghalaya. It's much more challenging than was anticipated. I think in Meghalaya, they're having a very tough fight. It's an alliance. The NPP, the BJP is not contesting. And I think they really have the work cut out for them.
Right. What do you think is going to be the performance like across the Northeast? We are yet to show numbers for the other states, but if states like Manipur were to be asked about, Tripura, Nagaland, Mizoram, how do you see the opposition and the NDA performing here?
I think Mizoram will probably definitely go to the non-BJP, non-Congress ZPM. I think that's fairly clear. I think the Tripura will go very much with the BJP, both seats. Manipur is going to be interesting and challenging. You have a professor from JNU as the Congress candidate. His father was also in the Congress, contesting against the BJP candidate. And the state government and its support staff have thrown everything into it. But there is, I think, a great deal of challenge to the BJP on that, because the opposition candidate is raising a lot of issues that people on the ground are feeling. Unhappiness about inflation, livelihoods, etc. I think it's fairly straightforward about Nagaland and Arunachal. But as far as Sikkim is concerned, I'll be very surprised if Mr. Chamling's party, which is now in the opposition, doesn't win in the MP seat, definitely, and probably there's an anti-incumbency sense there as well against the current regime.
Right. Mr. Bhattacharya, if we were to ask you about the 7 phases, the Prime Minister has just tweeted to say that I want to thank voters, and I'm convinced that people have overwhelmingly voted in favor of the NDA. The India Alliance put up a strong show in that press conference earlier today, saying that we're going to win 295 plus. That is what Mallikarjun Kharge, the chairperson of the India bloc, went on to say. How do you see the confidence of the opposition at this juncture?
Well, I think, it is indeed a puzzle if you try to judge the opposition mood by these exit poll numbers. It's a fact that exit polls do indicate a broad trend, but they have often underestimated or overestimated the actual results by some margins. But broadly, if you look at whether it is the 2009 exit polls or the 2014 exit polls or even 2019 exit polls, these polls give you a broad sense of what may finally eventually happen, barring some state assembly election exit polls which have surprised you. So I am a little surprised, and it makes me wonder that if there is something that is in the works, or something that is not been captured by these exit poll surveys. The fact is that even if, assuming that these exit poll survey results turn out to be broadly in the same direction, and you have a third term for the BJP running, you will still need the opposition bloc to get together and discuss what would be the strategy going forward. Because the performance, it seems to me, from these numbers is going to be little better than what it was in 2019. So you will not see an opposition that was quite rudderless in 2019. You will see a different kind of an opposition, which is a little more energetic and energized by these results, which are clearly showing that they may not have, if these results, these exit polls do turn out to be correct, they may not have overthrown the ruling party, but they have gained seats, they have done better. So it will be good for democracy also, because even in a democracy, you do need a strong opposition. You want a stable government, but at the same time, you need strong opposition for the democracy to bear the right results.
Right. Let me just put one question. All right, I believe we've got more numbers coming in. The big numbers from Uttar Pradesh for all seats. The NDA, led by the BJP, expected to win 68 to 71 seats. The India Alliance expected to win 9 to 12. All right, let's speak about Bihar now. In Bihar, the NDA is projected to win 31 to 34 seats, and the India Alliance is projected to win 6 to 9 seats. Let's also speak about West Bengal. The NDA is projected to win 21 to 24 seats. The Trinamool Congress is expected to win 18 to 21 seats. Let's speak about Odisha as well. In Odisha, the NDA is projected to win 13 to 15 seats. The Biju Janata Dal is expected to win 6 to 8 seats. We are going to speak about more phases. And finally, in Jharkhand, the NDA is projected to win 9 to 12 seats. The India Alliance expected to win 2 to 5 seats. Yes, we will be getting you more analysis right now, but let me go across to the BJP spokesperson. And the question that I'd like to ask you, Niti, that in the first few phases when the voter turnout was low, and the reason why I ask you is because we are showing numbers for the first few phases, this was a concern for the BJP. Leaders like Tejasvi Surya had gone on to say that the opposition voters are coming out. The opposition is rallying its voters. Our voters also should come out in a big way. Somehow, do you feel that this is a concern within the BJP? That did the BJP voter actually come out in large numbers? Did the BJP RSS core vote bank come out in large numbers? Is that something that worries you, that maybe there could be an upset because of that?
So Parikshit, I think I've always maintained that a low voter percentage is bad for the democracy as a country, and on the whole, I think people need to come out and vote. But we've always maintained that it was the opposition voter base which was completely hopeless, that they did not want to come out because they had no hope of opposition winning. So I think it was their base that did not want to come out. Our party has always operated on the ground. We have that connect with the people. The door-to-door campaigns that happen. So I believe our voters have come out, and it is the opposition that needs to worry about it.
Right. Pankuri, any comments, any reply to the BJP spokesperson as we see these numbers? As Mr. Bhattacharya also pointed out, even if the opposition doesn't win this time, there are clearly gains. There are gains in the South Zone. There are gains in states like Delhi, Haryana. If that happens, if you have a more cohesive, if you do better than last time as an opposition, Do you think that is still good for a more cohesive opposition? It'll be good how things work in Parliament as well?
Well, I'll again repeat that the result on 4th is going to be very different from the numbers that you are showing here. And it's really not any polling agency's fault. The fact is that when there is a party that has gained such a huge majority in 2 elections, it's really difficult to predict that the election has gone a completely different way. Even when you talk to people, even when you interview them, a lot of people, and this is something that we have seen in Indian voters, they will not openly reveal who they have voted for. They might say that we have voted for the ruling party due to a lot of reasons, including the kind of social pressure they might have, or they don't want to openly say that they have voted against the ruling government. So this is a trend that we usually see, and there were these videos during the elections where somebody who's campaigning, who's part of the BJP campaign, who's there in the BJP's yatra, is saying that I am going to vote for the Congress. So that is what has really happened in this election. People have been very silent. A lot of people notice that this has been a very silent election. I think one of the reasons that it has been silent is because the BJP voter is very loud. They are very enthusiastic. They like to, really talk about their party and about Prime Minister Modi. But this time they were very disappointed. They were very quiet. I noticed it around me. People who have been, ardent Modi fans, they seemed very, they seem to be feeling very low during this election. And the voter, the kind of turnout that we saw declining, that was, I think, one of the biggest reason was that this demotivated BJP voter, which was very pumped up during 2014, which was very pumped up during 2019, and which really believed that Modi ji is going to change the picture of the Indian economy and the country, and which has been largely disappointed because there has been no improvement in their own lifestyle. So they did not come out to vote for the BJP this time, like the way they did in the last 2 elections. And apart from that, I think this election has been very different from 2014 and 19 in terms that, earlier there was this entire PR wave around Modi ji that he's this like a superhuman kind of a person who's just going to do something drastic and the country is going to change for the better and all of that. But then people really did buy into that. But this is the first time when people were talking about their real issues and they voted on their real issues, and that is why the voter was silent.
All right, I just want to show some information. Speak to our viewers about some information that is coming from the Press Trust of India. They are saying several exit polls across channels are predicting big win for the BJP-led NDA in the Lok Sabha elections. But let me go across to Mr. Bhattacharya at this point. Mr. Bhattacharya, the question that I wanted to understand, and we heard some analysts, some senior journalist colleagues of yours like Neeja Chaudhary earlier over the last few days, that the voter, it's very difficult to sometimes understand the mind of the Indian voter. Now, in an election like this one, where you cannot say whether there was a particular issue which was decisive, like in 2019, national security was a big issue because of Pulwama. This time, there was no issue which united the voters, so to say. In every state, there were their own issues. Sometimes phase-wise issues cropped up. Do you think probably in this election, the mind of the voter is even more difficult to decipher?
Well, I think in all elections, it's very difficult to decipher the mind of the voters, and particularly the Indian voters. And the Indian voters have shown that they are far more prudent and far more intelligent than what we normally assume them to be. So while it is difficult to capture the true extent of how they have voted through an exit poll survey, you can get a broad trend. But let me tell you something that in 2019, the exit polls underestimated the NDA's final performance. And something similar happened in 2014. But in 2009, when the exit polls happened, it was UPA's performance that was underestimated by the exit polls. So there is something to be said about the manner in which the BJP voters behave at the time of the exit polls surveys, and the way the opposition of the Congress or the India Alliance voters behave. So it could be a function of that. But as I said, that the Indian voters are inscrutable lot. You have to wait till 4th of June, as my colleague here, Pankuri, said, that to see that what exactly actually voters have done as far as the mandate is concerned.
Right. We'd really like to thank veterans like you and Sanjay Hazarika for joining us today. Mr. Bhattacharya, Mr. Hazarika, thank you very much, Niranjan, for those sharp views. And to both our panelists from our political parties, the BJP and the Congress, many thanks for joining us. And we wish you the very best for the 4th of June. A strong fight by both the NDA and the opposition. Let's see what happens on the 4th of June. These are exit polls. The real numbers from the morning of 4th of June. We're taking a break, but as we go into this break, take a look at what Shivraj Singh Chauhan, the former Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister, had to say. He was speaking to our News 18 colleague Manoj Sharma in Bhopal. He was reacting to our exit poll. Take a look as we will be back with the big All India projection.
7 चरण चुनाव के हो गए, एग्जिट पोल सामने आ रहे हैं, नतीजे एग्जिट पोल के जो भी आंकड़े हैं वो सामने हैं। सबसे बड़ा फैक्टर, सबसे बड़ी वजह इस चुनाव में पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री शिवराज सिंह चौहान की नजर में क्या है?
श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी को जनता फिर से भारत का प्रधानमंत्री बनाना चाहती, ताकि विकसित भारत के निर्माण का काम रुके ना।
मतलब सिर्फ पीएम नरेंद्र मोदी ही एक फैक्टर है?
जी हाँ।
मतलब मोदी की गारंटी सर?
मोदी की गारंटी पर ही गारंटी से लोगों ने विश्वास किया है।
विपक्ष की तरफ से, खासतौर पे खरगे साहब की तरफ से एक आंकड़ा आया है 295 फॉर इंडिया अलायंस।
उस आंकड़े की तो मैंने कहा कि दावे की कली खुल गई, पोल खुल गई, बची खुची 4 को निकल जाएगी। मन के बहलाने को गालिब ख्याल अच्छा है, कुछ भी आंकड़े देते रहे, लेकिन सच तो यही है।
विदिशा तो वैसे भी मतलब आप पहले भी जीत चुके हैं कई मरतबा, और विदिशा फिर इस बार मतलब आपको यकीन होगा, उम्मीद होगी, विश्वास होगा कि आप जीतेंगे। तो दिल्ली में आपकी जिम्मेदारी क्या होगी?
सांसद रहूंगा, वो पक्का है। बाकी पार्टी जो काम देती है कार्यकर्ता के नाते वो हम लोग करते हैं।
लेकिन सर ऐसी बात आ रही थी कि आप जाएंगे तो एक महत्वपूर्ण जिम्मेदारी दिल्ली में मिलेगी।
हर जिम्मेदारी महत्वपूर्ण है, सांसद भी कम महत्वपूर्ण जिम्मेदारी नहीं है।
Welcome to our special broadcast of the News 18 exit poll. Over the next few hours, we will bring you the findings of a News 18 exit poll conducted across the country. Here is the methodology. First, we have covered 518 out of the 543 Lok Sabha seats. 21 states were covered by the News 18 poll hub, which conducted this exit poll. The data we got from the voters was cross-verified, phone conversations were held, and after all of this, we are bringing you the findings of our exit poll. The big numbers from UP first. For all the seats, the NDA, led by the BJP, expected to win 68 to 71 seats. The India Alliance expected to win 9 to 12 seats here in UP. Now to the numbers from Maharashtra, where we have a total of 48 seats. The NDA alliance projected to win 32 to 38 seats. The opposition alliance projected to win 15 to 18 seats in Maharashtra. Very crucial state. In West Bengal, the NDA is projected to win 21 to 24 seats. The Trinamool Congress expected to win 18 to 21. So it could be a neck-to-neck fight for seats in the state of West Bengal. Now let's speak about Bihar. The NDA is projected to win 31 to 34 seats and the India Alliance projected to win 6 to 9 seats in the state of Bihar. Talking about the South Zone, we're talking about 131 seats in South India. The opposition alliance is ahead and is projected to win 64 to 67 seats. But the BJP is gaining ground. The NDA projected to win 51 to 54 seats and others are projected to win 14 to 17 seats in the South Zone. Now here's the big all-India projection for 543 Lok Sabha seats. We're getting you the big picture here on CNBC-TV18. Here's how the numbers stack up. The NDA projected to win 226 to 236 seats. The opposition alliance is projected to win 93 to 103 seats and others are projected to win 18 to 23 seats. Let me get you the latest numbers on our screens. 355 to 370 for the NDA, 125 to 140 for the India Alliance, 42 to 52 for others. So the NDA getting 355 to 370 seats all across the country. So the News 18 exit poll predicting a thumping win for the NDA. 355 to 370, 125 to 140 for the India Alliance. Let me go across to our guests right now. We've got Charu Pragya of the BJP, senior journalist Ninad Seth and political analyst Niranjan Ramesh Babu, Sanjal Shastri, assistant professor of international studies at Flame University, also with us. So, Sadhvi, Charu Pragya, clearly a lot of people would say that you were speaking about 400 plus, but that's not what the NDA is getting. But 370, if this were to be true, 353 to 370 is a strong performance. What would you attribute the success to if these numbers were to hold true?
A very good evening to you. Well, if you think that the projected numbers are not good enough, I would still say aim for the sky and aim for the stars, and that's what Bharatiya Janata Party has done. We did aim high, but that is because we were very confident with both our report card, our performance of the last 10 years, and the vision we have painted for the people of this country for years to come, rather decades to come, because we have a Prime Minister who's not talking in the sense of just the next government or the next 5 years. He's talking about a vision for 2047. He's talking about making India a developed nation in the decades to come, and that's going to happen with everybody's contribution. I think, give or take, a few things are very clear. One, Modi ji is all set to create history. He's going to be the first Prime Minister in this country who's going to come back to power with a larger vote share than ever before. That's never happened before, and Modi 3.0 is going to be historical, even more so than this particular term. Another thing to see here is that it's a reward and a tick mark for all the good work that has happened on ground. It is the blessing of the people which is going to make Modi ji the Prime Minister again, because we've ensured the very basics that the people of this country have been lacking for decades, which should have been done long back. Why is it that nobody thought that every single person needs a home? Why is it that nobody thought about the health insurance and issued Ayushman cards earlier? Why is it that Jal Se Nal, having clean drinking water, was not a priority before? Why is it that the number of AIIMS was not increased or more medical colleges were not made? I think finally, we are on the fast track to development, and these election results are just going to put a stamp of approval on that. Just today, we've also come to know that the GDP for our country is slated to be around 8.2% this particular year. So even that is against what all other predictions were being made by the opposition. So whichever way you want to look at it, I think this is the rise of India, and we're all immensely grateful that we can play a small part in it. I'm very grateful to every single Karyakarta, every single voter who's made this entire democratic process a success.
Okay, let me also now get in our other panelists with us. Ninad, how do you see these numbers coming in? What do you think will be some of the factors that would be deciding this election? Do you think it's again boiling down to a personality contest? If not Narendra Modi, then who?
Well, there are four things here. I had the privilege to be on your channel, and I had, it's a I told you so moment for me as far as the exit polls, if they hold. There are four things here. The first thing is that in the parliamentary election system, we have a presidential contest. And when that happens, you have to have a face which the opposition did not have. The second is that there are two engines which fired majorly, as we will go into the details of the numbers when the results come out, we will probably discover. The first is that, the women voter, I think, have steamrolled the opposition. The women voter are not comfortable with the opposition. They have voted here. And the second factor, the second engine are those who have got direct transfers and the social security beneficiaries who have cut across caste, have cut. Usually there is a substructure and a superstructure. Now the substructure conventionally has been caste, region, performance, etc. But the superstructure is Modi's guarantee, and the substructure within that presidential system has been,
Right. Ninad, we'll return to you. That link seems to be breaking, but Sanjal Shastri, these numbers seem to be very encouraging. So if this is true, then it would be a stupendous performance for the NDA. India Alliance getting 125 to 140, other parties 42 to 52 as per our projections. But today we saw a very interesting show of strength by the India Alliance. All opposition leaders, barring Mamata Banerjee, were in town. They had a long meeting. After that, you had Mallikarjun Kharge coming out and saying, we will win 295 plus. Yes, Hardeep Puri right now is saying, Mungeri Lal ke sunehre sapne, Congress is hopeful of getting 300 seats when they are fighting 328. Even if their strike rate is 80%, then also they won't get 300 seats. But where do you think the Congress and the India Alliance is getting its confidence from?
Parikshit, if these numbers hold, I really don't know from where, getting 300 out of a total seats for the Congress when they contested 328, it's a bit of a far-fetched, prediction. But by and large, I think if the exit poll numbers hold, then I think there are some serious implications for the India Alliance. I do not think these numbers actually reflect the kind of, the show of strength that the alliance is showing today. And 295 seats is, given the trends that we are seeing in the exit polls, is going to be a bit of a far-fetched stretch. I think quite clearly there were two things that were hampering the alliance right from the beginning. And one is that, an alliance makes sense on paper, on arithmetic, it may make sense, but then for an alliance to work in Indian politics, you need chemistry. You need really to have the local level cadres, the karyakartas, the voters on the ground to actually be on board. Now, that is where the chemistry aspect comes in. And I think that's where the India Alliance has sort of, ignored the aspect of chemistry, that while an alliance may make sense in terms of arithmetic, on ground, the exit polls data show that the chemistry worked very differently. Second is, I think, the lack of a vision, that when you're facing an opponent like the BJP, which has a clear vision and ideological rooting, what is the alternative ideological rooting? What is the alternate vision that the India Alliance is sort of presenting to the voter? And I think having just a one single point agenda of having Modi out, I don't think that's going to work. And I think the exit poll numbers clearly show. So I think post June 4th, if these numbers hold, then I think there's some serious introspection needs to be done amongst the India Alliance partners to really formulate the strategy for, if you're looking at 2029 as the horizon.
All right. Niranjan Babu, if I were to ask you, where do you think, which are the states where you expect, as per these polls, it seems that they will gain in UP, they will retain their vote share in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, also make some gains in South India. Do you think it is the strategy South Zone, plan South Zone, for the NDA, which has worked this time around?
Actually, for NDA, it's like they plan to win a complete in South zone, but it's South in the sense like Tamil Nadu and Kerala and Andhra Pradesh, except Karnataka. I can say like most of the states are anti BJP. So that's that's the one reason. Since like if you look into the data of like I'm not giving my analysis. I'm just giving the analysis like from the media perspective. Okay, like what we are looking into the news and what we are hearing about. Okay, so as a people's voice is like the last 5 years, like how many times Narendra Modi visited to Tamil Nadu is something completely. The data is like last 5 months he visited to Tamil Nadu is like very much higher. That's one thing. Like people are expecting him to visit like when the problem is arise from the state. So people are expecting Prime Minister to come for some other thing, not for election purpose. That is one thing. Like the main drawback for NDA. Other than that, under the leadership of Narendra Modi, so he is driving the nation, and some of its more states like Maharashtra and UP in a positive way. But for the India Alliance, they as Sanjay told, like to beat 2 times Prime Minister, we need the Congress need a clear plan and picture. Okay, it's not easy to beat up a leader without any strategic plan or vision or what you are focusing on, like what type of voters you are focusing on. Like if it's a woman voters, like what you're going to give to women voters. If it is a youth voters, what important like a job, like education, like what type of thing like you're going to give to them. That's how there is no such thing. They're not given in a clear vision, but NDA has did it in a very clear thing. So that is like, and one more thing is like Rahul Gandhi and Congress leadership. They are not that much. What I can say, like yesterday also, like they're not. They are informing that we are not participating in exit poll, but now they are telling that they will participate. That is their party's leadership, but they are not that much confident to on that election. I can say like this from the thing. So if they are very much confident in the sense like they can go for anything without like they can go for under the leadership of Narendra Modi or Rahul Gandhi, they can beat any person. So they need a strategic plan. Like without simply a number cannot able to beat BJP.
Charu, you wanted to come in 355 to 370 for the NDA, 125 to 140 for the India Alliance, 42 to 52 for others. This is the nationwide projections. As per this projection, it seems that the NDA is making gains in states like West Bengal as well, and making gains in Kerala and Tamil Nadu, where it has not won traditionally. The biggest gain in South India coming from places like Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, which is really adding to their tally. Let me ask you, Charu, do you feel that if you were to win, it would be the strategy in UP, West Bengal and the South Zone which has actually paid off? And to be specific, Telangana and Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh.
Parikshit, we've worked very hard on the ground, and even in the Telangana state elections, we saw our vote share getting doubled. And this has happened only because of consistent work on ground and understanding what the people need, making sure that pilferages stop, making sure that every single policy reaches every last home in this country. On a lighter note, what I wanted to say was that the exit polls speak in glowing terms for the NDA, but all we needed to do today was to look at the video which came out from the Indy non-alliance meeting. Look at the expressions of all those leaders. They don't look like they're expecting even the kind of numbers you're projecting here. That is a fact. Also, their whole stance of not participating in debates and then changing their mind about it, even at this last minute, shows to the people of the country that they are not sure what they want. They are a motley group of leaders who couldn't even come up with a combined manifesto. And I think that is something that I had been looking out for all the way from the day when they had announced the I.N.D.I.A, the name. They said we're going to come up with a combined manifesto. They couldn't manage to do that in all these months. Literally, they had a whole year to themselves and they couldn't even give a combined manifesto. In fact, many of the points in their respective manifestos are at loggerheads with each other. Another thing here is that when we talk about BJP gaining in certain states, I think it is also done with examples of good work from other states. That goes a really long way. Also, recently, the opposition has lost the plot in certain matters in certain states. In West Bengal, Sandesh Khali has hit out at the TMC greatly. Women's safety is not something that can be taken lightly. And Mamata Banerjee, the government has shown that that was an incident they continue to take lightly. The fact that we have ticked off many points on our previous manifestos have helped cement our position again this time, because now everybody in the country knows that if Modi ji says something, his word is his guarantee. If he commits to something, he's going to deliver. This is not a government which is going to inaugurate a project. This is a government which will make sure that the project is both inaugurated and delivered in record time.
All right, let's get our viewers a recap of UP, Maharashtra and some other key states. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put those numbers up on our screens. We're getting an all-India tally first, 350 to 370 for the NDA at a nationwide level out of 543 seats. Let me start with Uttar Pradesh first, a crucial battleground, 80 seats, very crucial to the victory of any alliance or party. Here, the NDA is expected to win 68 to 71. Sanjeev Balyan of the BJP, a union minister of state actually, he said that they will win more than 64 to 65 seats for sure. India Alliance will get 9 to 12 in UP. So we will also have the Samajwadi Party spokesperson. Let's talk about Bihar now. NDA, this was an experiment to get Nitish Kumar back on. Many were questioning how he's been a political opportunist and will this alliance really work? But as per the projections, it has 31 to 34 for the NDA in Bihar, 6 to 9 for the India Alliance. In West Bengal, fierce fight between the TMC, the BJP, 21 to 24. So the BJP, which won 18, making gains this time as per our projections. TMC 18 to 21. Now this is out of a total 42 seats. And what violence we've seen in West Bengal today in at least 4 to 5 constituencies. Let's also speak about a nationwide number, 355 to 370 for the NDA. The India Alliance, 125. Okay, we're getting those West Bengal numbers. Yes, I was speaking about the nationwide picture, 355 to 370 for the NDA, 125 to 140 for the India Alliance, 42 to 52 for other parties, 543 is the total prize that we have here. Let me go across to Shashank Shukla of the Samajwadi Party. Can we go across to him? All right, Shashank Shukla, thank you very much for joining us. How do you see the performance of the opposition in UP, these numbers that are coming in? And let me recap UP numbers right now for you. It's important to give the UP numbers once again for our viewers tuning in. 80 seats, NDA getting 68 to 71, India Alliance 9 to 12. Who do you think will be the big gainers in the India Alliance in these seats?
So, with all due respect, I would like to, I was in another channel and like CNBC, the Hindi version of your channel. And the thing that I pointed out that this survey is based on a sample size of just 90,000 voters, 90,000, right? Which is 0.00018%, right? Which is hardly, and I put emphasis on that, representative of any statistically significant survey. And since I am a student of statistics, I summarily would like to reject these numbers because one of the things that, apart from sampling bias, that is evidently there in this particular poll, because when I questioned on the methodology, they were short of answers, right? So my submission is that this election has been fought by the public. As much as political parties in the India Alliance fought it, the public fought this election on issues which are relevant to the public. In the context of Uttar Pradesh, that was the paper leaks that keep happening. It is the animals, the cows, the bulls that are in every farmer's lands, eating away whatever their hard work. Then there is inflation. Every woman, every household is affected by it. And the Dalit voters and the backward class voters were particularly affected by the sense that if BJP gets to a majority for the third time, then the constitution is in danger. So these aspects, I believe, has really affected the BJP numbers. And your numbers, I say with all due respect, is not representative of the sentiment that is prevalent on the ground.
Okay, so if these projections are not correct, how many seats do you expect, Dr. Shukla, in Uttar Pradesh for the opposition?
So I am estimating, and this is based on we in the party, we had our own methodology, which we kind of carried out our own surveys. We spoke to our political workers. We are expecting between, I would say, easily 50 plus seats. And as our leader, Akhilesh ji said, our national president, that even Kyoto, which is an acronym for Varanasi, is in danger. So I think 50 plus can extend.
He wants to respond to you.
Whatever number, including Kyoto.
She's vigorously saying no. Charu?
Thank you very much. So last I checked, Akhilesh ji yesterday said that Indi non-alliance is getting 35 seats in Uttar Pradesh. He changed that number to 25 seats today. So that's a loss of 10 seats per day. I'm expecting it to be 15 tomorrow and downright to 0 by the time 4th comes around. I'm only quoting your leader back to you. So this is nothing personal. See, the fact is that if you call one survey wrong, I would still say that maybe there is some scope. But every single exit poll conducted by literally anyone in the country, which is not a political organization, is showing this mega win for the NDA. And now if you want to point out to the constitution and say the constitution is in danger, let me remind you that it is our constitution which gives the right to the people to choose their own government. So how repeatedly can you say the people's choice is wrong? That's where I disagree with you. I think here is where politics needs to be better and politicians need to be bigger in heart. The mandate of the people is never wrong.
Just one submission.
All right, let me get in Ninad's seat right now. Ninad, I'd like to speak about Karnataka numbers. Yes, please, Dr. Shukla.
Yeah, Charuji, just a small thing, right? I am not disputing the public or the constitution. I am disputing the Indian media, number one, which is ranked 161 out of 181 in media fairness and transparency. And secondly, I am questioning the methodology of the surveys, right? Because this election, as I would like to underline and emphasize, is not fought by political parties as much as the people fought it. And that undercurrent will be visible only on the 4th. Please mark my words. I think you and I will also be there on the 4th, right? Let's check our numbers, right? Who's right on the 4th? Please mark my number, right? 50 plus going up to Kyoto.
Okay. All right. So very confident Samajwadi Party. But Ninad, speaking about Karnataka, and if we can pull the Karnataka numbers on our screen just for a moment. In Karnataka, out of the 28 seats, where the BJP had been a big gainer last time in 2019, they are projected to win 23 to 26 seats, somewhat similar to what they won last time around. And for others, and India Alliance, it could be 3 to 7. Ninad, do you agree with these numbers? Because there was some concern whether the BJP could retain its seat tally in Karnataka. One, because yes, there was this Prajwal Rebana issue. You've got a strong chief minister. You've got the 5 guarantees of the Congress, which have been popular among voters. Yes, the choice of candidates was a bit of an issue in the Congress. But do you feel that the Congress tally here could be higher? And this is one state where the numbers could be different?
There is always a possibility in an exit poll, but I don't think that may happen. I'll tell you why. in Karnataka, there is, actually it's nationwide. This election was fought by an electorate which is an expectant electorate. Bear in mind, this is the third consecutive single party majority coming. Now, if that
just
happens,
coming to you. Thank you so much for waiting patiently. I'll just come with you. Yes, continue, Ninad, say it.
As your channel had itself said that this has been a quiet election. It was very quiet also in Karnataka before the Prajwal thing happened. His surrender, I think, has made a difference. But there are three things which are from Karnataka but nationwide. After two consecutive elections, if there is a quiet election, if there is not much noise, if there is a lower turnout, and that's lower turnout where a huge halabulla was made of the lower turnout, it appears that it hurt the opposition. That the opposition cadre decided that they had just no hope of winning because everything was going all right. So, to me, the really important fact, and for a business channel, interesting fact, is that after two elections in an expectant electorate, it goes quiet. So the quietness, I think, registered, that the business as usual was pleasing them, that things were reaching them. And I think the big mandate also gives you a big runway going forward for reforms. So bear in mind that this is an endorsement of two consecutive terms. This is also an endorsement, this is also a rejection of one big mistake, in my opinion, which the opposition made, making Modi once again front and center. And Modi says, okay, here I am, deal with it. And I think that the opposition's third biggest mistake was scaremongering. Constitution is in trouble if I am losing. Scaremongering, was a huge problem, and scaremongering has been rejected by the voters. Lastly, I would say that everybody had said that Ram Mandir has run its course. It has not run its course. India is comfortable in its Hindu skin, and that is one message which is coming through loud and clear from the exit poll.
Right. Let me also get in Sanjay Shastri at this point. Sanjay Shastri, how do you see the numbers in West Bengal? Do you think the BJP can actually improve on its 2019 performance? It had won 18 seats last time around. Do you think that number could go somewhere in the range of 22 or 23?
Parikshit, it could well go up to 22, 23 because at one level there is also a lot of the whole controversies that took place in West Bengal. There was a certain element of anti-incumbency against the TMC, which the BJP could sort of get benefit of. And also remember that since the previous assembly elections and the previous Lok Sabha elections, the party has been working very carefully on the ground, which, away from a lot of the media attention or away from the public eyes, there's been some work on the ground. So you could see some of that, fruits of that bearing when you, look at the West Bengal numbers. Parikshit, if I may, can I also add a couple of points on Karnataka, which I think could be a bit useful or could be a bit important.
Sure, please go ahead. Please go ahead, Sanjay.
Yeah. So Karnataka, there's actually two important things that's coming out. One is if you historically look at how Karnataka has voted, it's voted very differently in a Lok Sabha election when compared to a Vidhan Sabha election. It's happened in 2013. It's happened where the Vidhan Sabha gave a resounding victory for the Congress, but then in the Lok Sabha 2014, a year later, the BJP, swept a large number of the seats. Now, the feeling on the ground in Karnataka was that we want Siddaramaiah for the Vidhan Sabha, but we want Modi for the Lok Sabha. The public had and the voter electorate had made that clear distinction that we want Siddaramaiah and the Congress in the Lok Sabha, Vidhan Sabha, we want the BJP in the Lok Sabha. So Karnataka has had that tradition of voting differently in the Vidhan Sabha and the Lok Sabha. So it's very difficult in Karnataka to use a Vidhan Sabha election trend to see what's going to happen in the Lok Sabha. Second is the alliance, the BJP alliance with the JDS, where the alliance on the ground seems to have helped the BJP actually consolidate a lot of the Vokkaliga votes. Now, this is something that the Congress was hoping through D.K. Shivkumar, that the Congress is able to, eat into a bit more of the Vokkaliga votes. But on the ground, if the survey seems to be true, then a lot of the Vokkaliga consolidation has actually happened with the BJP behind the BJP-JDS alliance, which seems to be working in favor of the BJP. So these are two important points to keep in mind when looking at Karnataka.
Right. No, very significant points. I'll request all our guests to stay with us. We are looking at a nationwide picture, 355 to 370 for the NDA, 23 out of 23 to 26 in Karnataka. Once again, the nationwide tally, 355 to 370 for the NDA, 125 to 140 for the India Alliance, and 42 to 52 for others. I'll request everyone, Ninad Seth, Charu Pragya, Dr. Shukla and Sanjay Shastri to continue with us. We're taking a break, but we're coming back with a nationwide picture. Once again, more analysis, more numbers. Don't go anywhere. CNBC TV18's coverage continues. Welcome back. The big verdict from the News 18 exit poll is out. The BJP-led NDA expected to see a big thumping win in the Lok Sabha. Here is the verdict from other exit polls. News 18 exit poll, NDA 355 to 370, India Alliance 125 to 140, other parties 42 to 52. India TV CNX poll, NDA 371 to 401, India bloc 109 to 139, others 28 to 38. Dainik Bhaskar, NDA 285 to 350, India bloc 145 to 201, others 33 to 49. India News Dynamics, NDA 371, India bloc 125, others 47. Jan Ki Baat, NDA 362 to 392, India bloc 141 to 161, others 10 to 20. Republic Matrice poll, NDA 353 to 368, India bloc 118 to 133, others 43 to 48. Republic P Mark poll, NDA 359, India bloc 154, others 30. So this is the poll of polls, so to say, and what other news channels are reporting. So we're getting you a comprehensive analysis here on CNBC TV18. Keep tuning in. We're getting you analysis, numbers from all across the country, and we're also telling you the methodology of our own poll. There were more than 95,000 participants, more than 1 lakh participants across 21 states who were surveyed, who were spoken to over the phone a day after polling had taken place. They were met in person as well. So it's a very comprehensive poll that we have carried out. Let's go across to all our guests. Once again, Charu Pragya of the BJP continues to be with us. Thank you very much. Shashank Shekhar Shukla, Samajwadi Party, thank you for joining us. Krishna Hegde, spokesperson of the Shiv Sena, appreciate your patience with us. Senior journalist Ninad Seth also with us. And thank you, Sanjay Shastri, for continuing to be with us as well. Krishna Hegde, if I were to come to you, yes, we're giving a strong number to the NDA in the state of Maharashtra. Once again, let's play out those numbers for you. But as per your own assessment, how do you think the BJP, the Shinde Sena and the NDA are set to perform in Maharashtra?
We will cross 40, maybe win 42 plus 42. Important thing is all of us, the Bharatiya Janata Party, Shiv Sena, Rashtravadi Congress, the two factions of the RPI, the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena, and other allies, all fought together with a lot of unity, with one leader, Narendra Modi ji, a person who can take us to through to the next 25 years for a Viksit Bharat. And the kind of work he's done, the kind of work our Chief Minister Eknath Shinde ji has done in the state, along with the two Deputy Chief Ministers, Devendra Fadnavis ji and Ajit Dada Pawar ji. We were extremely confident, and even in the Panchayat elections earlier, we combined fared very well. The Uddhav Thackeray faction was last at number 6, and I think even this time in the Lok Sabha elections also they will be the last. And it is very clear that people want a government which works both at the center and at the state. Eknath Shinde ji has been working 24/7. The Uddhav Thackeray government in Maharashtra earlier was a Facebook Live government. The chief minister then had not gone to Mantralaya even 2 times in 2.5 years. And the ideology which in 2019 we came across with was the Shiv Sena and the BJP were together. And now also we are together. But only Uddhavji has gone away. Uddhavji went with the Congress, the same Congress where his father, Sammanya Hindu Hriday Samrat Bala Saheb Thackeray ji said, जो दिन मुझे कांग्रेस के साथ हाथ मिलाना पड़े मैं मेरी दुकान बंद कर दूंगा. And Uddhavji started a joint venture with the Congress. But I think the most important thing, this is Narendra Modi ji's election. It is about one leader. It is about BJP now, I think on its own, according to all the polls, surpassing 370. And the combined NDA, I think, is going to score a record this time. And Narendra Modi ji has scored a hat-trick, a triple century, and is on the way to become the Prime Minister of our country for the 3rd consecutive time. I don't think any Prime Minister has done that in the recent past.
Right. Let me also get in our other spokespersons right now. We've got Krishna Hegde, of course, senior journalist Ninad Seth with us. Ninad, this was a complicated election in Maharashtra. You had 6 parties. The Shiv Sena was divided. The NCP was divided. Do you think there could be some challenges here? And how do you think this arithmetic ended up working in favor of the NDA? 32 to 35 in Maharashtra, 15 to 18 for the India Alliance.
It's important to ask the question now, why do parties divide? Parties divide because their basic coherence, which keeps them together, the core ideology gets divided first. You can't divide a party if it has not, either abandoned its core ideology or its core ideology has become less relevant. In this particular case, both parties which were divided had lost their core ideology. The voter, the core voter, the peripheral voter, the fence sitter, but the core voter felt that the ideology was no longer relevant. They were not sticking to their ideology. So I think this is where, what is called voter aggregation happened before the elections. The people who went away, wanted to stick to their ideology, whereas the remnants in reverse, in this case, the rump, did not want to stick to their ideology. And I think this is a very interesting thing in Maharashtra. The other thing is important is that the direct transfers and other things, despite an agrarian crisis, despite, by the way, the Marathwada issue, despite all this has happened. So to me, Maharashtra is a very important indicator. It is, bear in mind, the second most important state after UP in number of seats to bring a majority. So Maharashtra has rejected the rumps and has given faith and mandate to the BJP. So, you cannot be anti-Hindu and be Shiv Sena. I mean, if you go to a doctor, you are either pregnant or you are not pregnant. You cannot be a little bit pregnant. And I think this whole idea that you can be a little bit pregnant,
stay with us.
Has, the X-ray has come, and it said, no, you can't do that.
All right, 32 to 35 in Maharashtra to the NDA with a 48% vote share. India Alliance, 40% vote share, 12% to the other parties. I believe we have a representative of the NCP, Sharad Pawar faction, Mahesh Tapse. Mahesh Tapse, how do you see these numbers coming in? All right, Mahesh Tapse will join us in a little while from now. But we also have Sanjay Bhatnagar, who's joining us, senior journalist. Sanjay Bhatnagar, how do you see these numbers coming out from Maharashtra? Do you think the NCP, Sharad Pawar faction, the Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction could throw up a surprise?
I think it was on expected lines. In Maharashtra, the division was very clear and it was on expected lines. I don't see the results coming different from what we have shown in the exit polls. So it was very much on the lines. I don't think there was any surprise in Maharashtra.
Okay, you don't see any surprise in Maharashtra. At a nationwide level, 355 to 370 for the NDA. All the polls today are giving a thumping majority to the NDA led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. What do you think has worked? The opposition is expressing a lot of confidence. Even now, they are questioning the Prime Minister's silence over Prajwal Revanna. The Congress, the India Alliance, very combative on social media, other places. So what do you think is really changing? The opposition's attack. What I note in the last few hours, Sanjay Bhatnagar, that the opposition's attack on the Prime Minister has not stopped.
Yes, this was undoing of the opposition. In the entire election campaigning, they attacked only Narendra Modi. And that was their undoing, in my opinion. They hardly raised any issues. They raised constitution and reservation to an extent, but they personalized their attack and focused on Prime Minister only. This was, I think, what the bad strategy on their part. And this was the game. By default, it helped BJP in a way. They had no other reason. They have no other point to raise. You see, and the second point is that they had hardly any star campaigners for them. Akhilesh Yadav, as far as UP is concerned, Akhilesh Yadav was lone fighter. There was no other leader from his party to campaign in his favor. And Rahul Gandhi and Akhilesh did attend some joint meetings, but still they hardly seen as a united house. So there was a very, very bad campaigning. Leave aside social media. I'm talking about on-ground campaigning. So opposition was found wanting in their campaign style, their attack on the sole attack on Narendra Modi also misfired, and they'd never seen a united house.
Wants to respond. Dr. Shukla, please go ahead. At a nationwide level, when we were seeing these numbers, you questioned our methodology, you questioned our approach, you questioned the media, you questioned News 18, but every poll today is giving NDA the lead and a thumping majority. Some are even giving it more numbers. So how do you say that right now? Where does your confidence come from?
So I hear you and I see the numbers, right? But just to kind of prove it right on this show itself, right? So with all due respect to Ninadji, right? He made a causal statement that the low turnout is in favor of BJP, right? Just let's go one level below, right? If we go one level below, if you see the average urban turnout has been 4% lower than normal. And if you take that out, the rural turnout has been quite similar and in many places more than the 2019 election. Now, it is kind of needless to say that BJP is the party which is the dominant force in urban areas for many decades now. Now, the inference that this trend favors BJP is plain simple confounding. So this is just one example how you can read statistics for your own benefit. Similarly, when phone calls are made, right, people say one thing, but as I said, the people are fighting this election, the electorate is silent, and they will give the result on the 4th. Now, there's one more thing that I would want to thank another one of our panelists who accepted that there is an agrarian crisis. Yes, there is an agrarian crisis, and you'll be surprised on the 4th to note that that agrarian crisis, that joblessness, that inflation matters more to people than being virulently Hindu. I'm also Hindu, I'm a practicing Brahmin, right? But I really want the agrarian crisis. I really want the papers not to be leaked. I really want the prices of everything from pulses to vegetables to come down. And that matters more than virulent Hinduism. I wouldn't even call it Hindutva. Then there was one of our senior journalists, right? He made a very important point that there is one leader. Yes, that is why the opposition targeted, because that is the problem. In India now, it is not BJP ki guarantee, it is Modi ki guarantee, right? There is only one leader, and that aspect is what united the opposition, and that is what has motivated the public to try and save the polity that has been built ever since independence from becoming electoral autocracy of the like that exists in, say, Russia, that exists in Bangladesh. We do not want that, and the electorate understands that. So that is my single point, that what is being touted as an opposition mistake to target the one leader is actually something that will work in our favor on the 4th.
All right, Charu Pragya, I'll give you the final word.
Thank you. You know, it's a bit rich to say that everything is about Prime Minister Modi, because the fact is that every single political party is going to project their tallest leader forward. So if you talk a lot about Rahul Gandhi, or Samajwadi Party quotes every statement made by Akhilesh Yadav, or the TMC is quoting Mamta Banerjee, you don't find any fault with that. And you don't have one leader because you never really managed to unite. We spent a lot of time asking you, who's going to be your prime ministerial face? You didn't have an answer to that. So today, saying that, oh, there is only one person, that's because we have clear leadership in the form of PM Modi. And that clear leadership stands true for every single political party in the NDA. And that is why NDA is a true alliance, unlike the Indy non-alliance. So I don't believe in this theory at all, unless you literally stop quoting everything said by every single tallest leader of all these other political parties. I am sorry, that's a theory that doesn't work at all. And lastly, I just want to say this, the people have spoken, the votes have been cast. Now, talking in a manner which puts down the tilt of the people and what the people want for their future is disrespectful to democracy. That's how I want to end this.
All right. Thank you so much. We've completely run out of time. I'd like to thank Ninad Seth, Sanjal Shastri, Sanjay Bhatnagar, Krishna Hegre, Dr. Shukla, Charu Pragya for joining us for what has been an exhausting but very exciting evening. We're gearing up for the 4th of June when counting will take place. Yes, today all the polls have given the NDA a majority, a thumping majority to the NDA led by the Prime Minister. Everyone is saying that if these numbers hold true, it will be a stupendous performance by the NDA and a validation of the work, the image of the Prime Minister. But there can always be surprises. No one knows the mind of the Indian voter. We have seen confidence on the part of the India alliance. 295 plus is what they are claiming. They're attacking the Prime Minister and the NDA even now. So let's see what happens on the 4th of June. Before we wrap our mega exit poll coverage, we bring you the findings of a News 18 exit poll conducted across the country. Here is the methodology first. We have covered 518 out of the 543 Lok Sabha seats. 21 states were covered by the News 18 Poll Hub, which conducted this exit poll. The data we got from the voters was cross-verified with phone conversations, and after all of this, we are bringing you the findings of our exit poll. Yes, the big numbers from Uttar Pradesh for all the seats. The NDA, led by the BJP, expected to win 68 to 71 seats. The India Alliance expected to win 9 to 12. Let's also tell you about Maharashtra, where we have a total of 48 seats. The NDA Alliance is projected to win 32 to 38 seats. The Opposition Alliance is projected to win 15 to 18 seats. Remember, this was a state where there was a lot of complications in terms of the politics and political parties. In West Bengal, the NDA is projected to win 21 to 24 seats. The Trinamool is expected to win 18 to 21. Let's talk about Bihar. The NDA projected to win 31 to 34 seats, and the India Alliance projected to win 6 to 9 seats. Let's also speak about the South Zone, which has 131 seats altogether. The Opposition Alliance is ahead and is projected to win 64 to 67 seats. But the BJP is gaining ground. The NDA is projected to win 51 to 54 seats, and others are projected to win 14 to 17 seats. Here is the big all-India projection for 543 Lok Sabha seats. Here is how the numbers stack up. NDA projected to get 355 to 370 seats. India Alliance to get 125 to 140 seats. let's see how things pan out on the 4th of June. Here is the verdict from other exit polls now. News 18 exit poll, 355 to 370 for the NDA. India Alliance, 125 to 140. Other parties, 42 to 52. India TV CNX poll, NDA 371 to 401, so they're giving 400 plus to the NDA. India bloc 109 to 139, other parties 28 to 38. Dainik Bhaskar poll, NDA 285 to 350, India bloc 145 to 201, others 33 to 49. India News D Dynamics poll, NDA 371, India bloc 125, others 47. Jan Ki Baat, NDA 353 to 392, India bloc 141 to 151, others 10 to 20. Republic Matrice, NDA 353 to 368, India bloc 118 to 133, others 43 to 48. Republic P Mark poll, NDA 359, India bloc 154, others 30. Today's Chanakya seat projection, NDA 400, India 107, others 36. So clearly, all the polls showing a big majority for the NDA, a thumping victory for the Prime Minister, the BJP, and some polls even going across to say it could be 400 and 400 plus, as was the target set out by the NDA before this election actually began. So let's see how things now pan out on the 4th of June when the actual counting happens.